Waiting for it. There we go. What's going on, everybody? It is Thursday, February 8th, and you have found the Pinwheels and Ivy podcast. I am your host, Matt Sawaski, a.k.a. Father Zoe, a.k.a. Southside Zoe. With me, as always, is Mr. Aldo Soto.
Howdy, howdy. Cubs are going to get one of the Boras guys. Maybe two, maybe three, maybe four.
And the good Reverend K. Fids.
Maybe none.
Maybe it's the same. Maybe none. Because the boogeyman, Scott Boras, is on the case. And when the boogeyman ruins baseball, like the boogeyman is done, because everyone's so scared of the boogeyman when it's really the owners are just taking larger chunks of their fair share, actually. So I praise the beast that is known as Scott Boras. All praise be to Scott Boras.
So tonight we're going to be talking about that. We're going to talk about Jeff Passan saying he thinks the Cubs are going to sign one out of the four Boras clients. The White Sox are actually making deals, wheeling and dealing on the south side. For guys, do you know them? Maybe not, probably not, but they're making trades. And also, the White Sox might have a new address in 5 years. We got pictures, video renderings, all kinds of fun stuff. All that and a lot more. Let's tap this keg.
Rebuild of the favorites, we here for the latest. South side or the north side, not tuned to the greatest. Home team for the home teams, both sides got our own rings. On the mound or the long ball, but we don't put the wrong strings, yeah. It's that time of the year now. Wrigley or guarantees for the whole league that we hear now. New show with a new mood, discussions and interviews. Trade rumors that might be, this is Pinwheels and Knife. Yeah.
As always, the show is brought to you by Sports Mockery, sportsmockery.com. Make sure you download the app, turn on push notifications so you can be the first one to read one of our new writers, Mike, Tommy, or Missy's articles. Sports Mockery, sportsmockery.com. Turn on the push notifications, and we'll tell you what the Bears are actually going to do with the pick, but you can't tell anybody. And then also, it's brought to you by Uncle Bud's, 9700 South Cicero. For all you old school Southsiders, it's where TC's was for 1,000 years. Uncle Bud's on 9700 South Cicero, something going on every night. They got good food. They got good drinks. There's bingo. There's karaoke. There's all kinds of crazy shit going on. Uncle Bud's, they got a nice spread going, Super Bowl special. Just find them on Instagram at Uncle Bud's, and you can see all that deal. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a guest tonight. Yes, I know I didn't advertise it. It was a little secret, a little on the late tip, but we've got him on. I'm going to bring him on right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring on to the show the self-proclaimed king of Wrigleyville, Cubs season ticket holder and Chicago meatball sports fan. He is the newest Cubs writer for Sports Mockery. You'll be seeing his stuff at Sports Mockery and sportsmockery.com. Ladies and gentlemen, he goes by the name of SM Tommy now. I like that you put the SM in there real quick.
All in, baby.
It's our boy Tommy. Tommy, how you doing, bud?
What's up, boys? First time caller. Oh, thank you. First time caller, long time listener. Excited to be with the boys.
Yeah, no, we're glad to have you on the team.
Before we start, can I pay special respect to the gorgeous away jersey, Jody Davis away jersey, hanging in the background?
Jody Davis is my boy. He and I have hung out multiple nights, and he signed that thing, and he put all of his accolades down the seven. So
he was my guy when I was a little catcher, in majors and rookie ball, like rookies. I was number 7, and it was Jody Davis.
Right. I'm sorry. I'm gonna interrupt you too.
Chris Bryant.
This is too much Cubs love for those ears.
No. I'm interrupting them because I can't let this go on any farther. If anybody didn't know that the Super Bowl was in Las Vegas.
What? No. Huh? I'm not. Oh, no, it's not activation at all. It's not.
No. All I keep thinking about is when Garth had all the Reebok stuff.
Yeah. Eating the Doritos, opening up the Pizza Hut. Yeah.
It's like people only do things because they get paid to. It's so sad.
Not at all an industry plan. Not at all, Kevin.
Holy shit! Sorry, I had to get that off my chest. I had to say something.
When Wayne does it goes black. It goes to the Newprin commercial, and then like all of a sudden it goes black, but the yellows are like really pronounced, and he's like yellow, different. I do that in class all the time. One of my favorite things.
And that's why we're friends. All right, so
we are not.
So real quick, Tommy, we'll give you 2 minutes. Let the people know why they should read your stuff.
Well,
Go.
man, that's tough. You should read this.
Do the King of Wrigley. Do the King of Wrigley bit. Just
Yeah,
tell
I mean,
people.
yeah, you guys should read my stuff because you're Cubs fans. You know, like I keep track of all the games that I go to at Wrigley Field. I have a beautiful Excel chart if you ever need to know. I self-proclaim myself the king of Wrigleyville because I love Wrigleyville. I love this city. I love this town. I love the Chicago Cubs, and I would do anything for this city and my teams, including the Chicago Cubs. So yeah, I hope I'm appreciative of the opportunity to come on with you guys for Sports Mockery. And I hope that everybody will check out the blogs and check out the stuff coming up because I'm very excited for Cubs season. I'm very excited to write about the Cubs, and I'm very excited to hang out with the boys more and talk some ball.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, thank you
Now,
for that,
Tommy,
Tommy.
you got to be careful with the you'll be willing to do anything because that screams tattoo bet.
Oh, yes. Stay away from Fids and
Kevin's been
tattoo
trying to
bets.
get one for a couple of years. Maybe Tommy comes in and he's the one.
What are we gonna do? We're gonna bet that the Cubs are gonna win, and we both bet the Cubs will win because it's always with Zoe, and Zoe always, he doesn't want a tramp stamp. He's got 2 already. He doesn't want the second one, third one.
Maybe it's a Tommy versus Mitch proposition.
Ooh.
Third one's just tacky.
Hey, let me get my feet wet, boys.
Yeah. Let's give him at least 6 weeks.
Oh, so you mean a tribal tattoo on your right arm? Because those are never gonna go out of style.
Never.
They're definitely worth permanence.
Hey,
All right, so let's get the ball rolling here. And the big news here that's got Cubs fans all excited. I know Aldo is because he made a graphic and everything. But
that's how you know we're excited.
Was he aroused?
Effort was actually put into this. But Jeff Passan was on record, technically, saying that he believes that the Cubs will sign one of the big 4. They're not even the big 4, but I just gave them that nickname. One of the big 4. Thank you, Beef. Even with a child running around.
I'm pretty sure Scott Boras has that trademark maybe at this point.
Yeah, but he's going to sign one of the 4. Although hit him with the graphic.
Oh,
well, the graphic. Well, I have the video.
That was
here.
really, really anticlimactic. We were late.
Courtesy of Waddle and Sylvie to set this up.
All right, do the video
here. So this is from Wednesday. Waddle and Sylvie, ESPN's Jeff Passan.
I do think the Cubs are going to sign one of the 4 Boras guys.
Mm. And who are the other 3? The Chapman's one of them, correct?
Yeah, it's Matt Chapman's one of them, Blake Snell's one of them, Jordan Montgomery is one of them. And it just, I think with Bellinger, they don't want to go 7 or 8 years. They don't want to go, $200+ million. And if the price comes down on that, if they could do a shorter term deal, if they could do something with opt-outs, then maybe it becomes more attractive to them. But I don't think the desperation is necessarily there the same way that it is with the Blue Jays.
Uh,
Now we have our 5th member of the podcast.
Yep.
Brody,
Tommy,
thoughts?
Baby Zoe. Brody, who do you think? Pick a number 1 through 4.
2.
2. He's going with 2. Whoever's
2.
number 2
All right,
on
so
that
if you
graphic.
head down to the
that's his guy.
graphic here,
1.
Show
number
everybody your White
2
Sox
would
shirt.
be Blake Snell, Cub.
Blake Snell's the Cub. Do you like Blake Snell?
Or does he smell?
All right, buddy. All right, we're gonna get it. All right,
Break
Tommy.
Smell.
Tommy, you kick it off. Out of those 4, which one would you rather see in the Cubs pinstripes?
well, first off, Jeff Passan to say that the Cubs are going to get one of them. No crap. Like yes, duh. Like I could have gone on the radio and said that. It would shock me. I mean, I would be floored. Here's your first bet. If the Cubs do not land Cody Bellinger, I don't care what the temperature is outside, I will go walk into the lake. Like that. We're getting Cody Bellinger. If we don't get Cody Bellinger, I will walk into the lake. Now for the other 3,
and it's not a shtick, only just because you want to go underwater till the bubbles stop at that point, right?
Well, yes, correct. Yeah, because if you don't get Cody Bellinger, then I don't know what happens. I don't know who's doing what and why. But as for the other 3, Jordan Montgomery was a cool story. He was the story of the year last year. Blake Snell won the Cy Young. Matt Chapman would be great in the infield, but I have my eyes so set on Cody Bellinger. They're just going to pull a Dexter Fowler thing and he's going to show up and everybody's going to be all happy. And then we're just going to go into the season. But I will say they don't need to be done with Cody Bellinger. They got to do something else because this lineup, I wrote about it a couple times on the Sports Mockery blog, which you should go check out. They need more. They got to do more stuff. They got to do more things and stuff. And, but I will still love them regardless. Huh?
Well, that was well done and
fair enough. Now, Fids, are you still completely just not sold on Matt Chapman anymore?
Yeah. Oh no, and I blame Aldo. I blame Mitch. I blame you. All of you, actually, all of yous. Yeah, I was totally at first I was in, and then you guys pointed out how it was April, and then like absolute barren, like Sarah from the Bible, no babies coming. And so you've got only one choice, in my opinion. Tommy said it perfect, man. There's Cody Bellinger and then those other three. If the Cubs don't sign Cody Bellinger, I will
into the Pacific.
I'm not jumping into the lake, but I might be sitting outside.
Jump in those the fountains,
Caesar's Palace. Yeah,
the fountains. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm just gonna stand in front of Jed Hoyer's house with a pitchfork and torch. That's what I'm gonna do because that's
climb the sphere.
But I did that today already.
Again, climb the sphere again.
Yeah. But no, here's the way I look at it. The other three are great. The other three aren't necessary though, compared to the Bellinger stuff. The Bellinger, the core of this lineup is Cody Bellinger. The core of the lineup that didn't make the postseason last year was Cody Bellinger, and it hasn't gotten offensively any better. Anything. So unless you pray for shit in one hand and wish in the other, see which one fills up first. When you're talking about prospects panning out. You maybe, but not really.
I mean, we're just sitting around and waiting because Cody Bellinger wants to be a Cub. The Cubs want Cody Bellinger to be a Cub. Like we're just sitting around and waiting.
But Jed wants to win the negotiation. It's not just about Jed he's Gordon Gecko out there. It's about the deal. It's not about it's winning the deal. So if $200 million was a win for him, he would take it.
He wants to come to the table and be like, all right, guys, let's just get this done. He wants to be the one to do that. And he's waiting until the very last minute to do it.
So I called it on the podcast last week because I said at least by Valentine's Day, but I'm going to say this. I'm going to go with this one. Cody Bellinger signs on 2/12/24. 2 times 12 equals 24. Cody Bellinger's number.
I'm put on them tin hats.
I have got my QAnon stuff back here. Next thing you know, I'm gonna So anyway, but I think Cody's gonna sign by Valentine's Day. If he doesn't, it means somebody snuck in and said, well, hey, I know Jed's dicking around a little bit, so we're gonna up whatever his offer is by $10 million. Take it, let's go, let's get to work. Okay. And then all of a sudden we're gonna be like, and Jed's gonna be left standing in the rain with two umbrellas and nothing to show for it. And it's gonna be panic time, which there are still other routes, but it now then would require Jed to alleviate some of the great prospect capital that they've built up by making a trade, as opposed to just signing the guy that wants to come back, wants to be here, had a flourished in every step of the way, is a fan favorite kind of guy. And Tommy, I'm not sure if you know this, but before he was a Cub, Cody Bellinger, it is 100% Taylor Swift math. Girl math's different. Girl math is how I'm going to justify buying $500 in apparel from the Super Bowl. Yeah, because everything was fucking $100. This hat was fucking $50, and if the Niners win, girl math says that it was free. So, but no, I think that I think Belly's gonna sign, barring again like this. It just for Cubs fans, it's frustrating, but we have to also take into consideration that Cody's gonna show up day one. He lives in Arizona. He's literally like living where the Cubs are. That's very nice.
That was just a nice way for him to say for us to wish him a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Johnny.
Happy
birthday to the homie. Look at this guy. It's his birthday. He's sitting there watching the show, super chatting it up. Look at all you other freeloaders in the chat, not even donating.
Dude, he's doing this.
Send in some gift money. We'll pull it together, and then we'll give him a gift. Maybe
we'll get him some mustache wax or something.
I just figured out how to turn the chat on. This is nice.
There you go.
You're just seeing now.
Tommy,
now, don't hit the button that says end stream like Mitch did a couple weeks ago and turned off our podcast prematurely while
I don't think I have that ability. I think I can just leave.
Tommy, you mentioned how the other two guys don't seem that necessary, and those are the starting pitchers, left-handed starting pitchers specifically, with Blake Snell, Jordan Montgomery. That was the most interesting part to me, I guess, because obviously, like you said, Cubs are going to get one of the 4 Boras guys. I sure fucking hope so. But the insistence from Jeff Passan, and he's been pretty consistent on the Cubs with Jordan Montgomery since December. And that kind of just it keeps popping up randomly. We'll get a story. It's like, hey, Cubs still keeping an eye on Jordan Montgomery. It's like, okay, like it could make sense on a shorter deal. Maybe he does like a 3-year deal. He gets the opt out after 1. You know, he tests the market again next year. What do the Cubs then? Do they trade a Jordan Wicks? What do you think? Like, how strong do you think that interest is for another starting pitcher?
No, yeah, I think right when the Belly deal is done. Again, the Bellinger deal is getting done. Right when that's done, that's going to be the next question. Is what about the back end of the rotation? Yeah, who's gonna be the 5th starter is going to be the question on this team. At least for me, I think the first 4, I think those are locked in, but the 5th, we're not super sure who's going to take that spot. We have the guys that could be long relievers. We have starting pitchers. If a Blake Snell or a Jordan Montgomery comes in, they're in the starting rotation. You can't just sign those guys and not have them in the starting rotation. That would just be irresponsible and dumb. If that were to happen, then is when I would think you would start talking about trading a Jordan Wicks or somebody, and then assessing that situation, which they could be great trade chips. But I wouldn't say that it's unnecessary. I'm just so impatient about getting the Bellinger deal done, I guess.
Can I say something real quick? I hope to God they sell Bellinger. I don't give a shit about the Cubs team. I just don't want to host this show by myself, and I have a feeling you're all just gonna
Zoe, do you know what this is? Do you know what this is? Like an almost carbon copy of? It's Manny Machado.
No.
It isn't, because you guys got to taste it. You guys had a little bit of the product already. You're hooked already.
Right. Yeah.
But the free agent process until the very
know what it was like.
Until he signs, that is my fear. And I've been telling Kevin this for like a week now, because it's been like a couple weeks now where all the stories are like, yeah, every single like front office member, every single MLB reporter, analyst, they're all saying, yeah, Cody Bellinger to the Cubs, like it's eventually going to happen. Just wait for it. And it's like, all right, like that's the expectation. You should never go into an offseason like, 100%.
Did you guys sign Cody Bellinger's cousin to any kind of deal?
Not yet. We need to actually we need to find out, because the Cubs have been signing a whole bunch of pitchers to minor league deals. So maybe there's like
if we were doing the White Sox formula, then we would pick a team in our division and just sign all of their other guys like they do with the Royals.
Well, you got to wait a couple years to get to that. After you miss the free agent you want really bad, then you got to wait like 2-3 years, and then you just start signing. Like for you guys, it'd be like, I don't know, like the Pirates.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just sign all former
100%.
Pirates players, and then you guys will be good. Well, Tommy, I know you got places to be. I appreciate you giving us some time tonight.
Real quick, if you don't mind, K-Fizz, I got a story for you. It does involve your boy Chris Bryant.
Rocket.
I met my
such an asshole. I know, absolute dick.
I met my wife at Sluggers across the street. And it was in the winter. My softball team, we were doing what we call batting practice, which was going to the bar and hitting softballs, right? I was in the cage. My wife, who I did not know at the time, came up to me and she started talking to me and said, "Why are you standing like that? Your batting stance is weird." I was like, "My batting stance is not weird. I play right over there." And she goes, "What?" I said, I am Chris Bryant." And she goes, "I'm so sorry. I'm from Pittsburgh. I have no idea who that is." This worked because I had her for at least 3 or 4 minutes thinking that I was the third baseman for the Chicago Cubs. She went to go say, "Oh, I got to go tell my friends." I was like, "Well, don't do that." Long story short, now we're married.
That's what I would say. Patrick Wisdom would still work today, but I'd say Patrick Wisdom would still work today.
At the time, Chris Bryant worked.
If that is not a Wrigleyville love story straight out of a novel, I don't know what is. I was at softball practice hitting softballs in the batting cage at Sluggers, and she told me my stance was funny. Oh my goodness, I love
better than how Tom Ricketts met his wife. I feel like that is a good story.
And that, ladies and gentlemen,
Andy's in the bleachers, like, "Hey, I like her." Wait,
And
never
that,
mind.
ladies and gentlemen, is how you get dubbed the unofficial king of Wrigleyville. Well, Tommy, we look forward to reading your stuff at Sports Mockery. Hopefully, we can have you on again during
Follow
the season
him.
where we have actual baseball. Go follow him at King of Wrigley _ Go follow
Appreciate
him
it,
on
guys.
Twitter. We'll retweet some of his stuff from the Pinwheels account so you guys can know where he's at. But Tommy, looking forward to working with you, buddy.
Appreciate
Welcome
you
aboard.
guys. Follow me on Twitter. I'm on there literally all the time. And yeah, this is awesome. Thanks for having me on, guys.
What's your OnlyFans? I forgot. What was it?
Chris Bryant knockoff 23.
Yeah, exactly. Dingers
All
only.
right, buddy.
AB Doppelganger.
All right, boys.
Take care, Tommy.
Take care, bud.
Hopefully, no videos of him walking into Lake Michigan.
No, I'll
right,
tell you this
so
about
real
Tommy.
quick-
Man, I've been interacting with Tommy on obviously on Twitter, on Cubs Twitter for, I mean, Aldo, I'm sure you probably too, for freaking feels like forever. So, dude's a stand-up guy. I can't. If you haven't followed him yet, if you're especially a Cub fan, but even if you're a Sox fan or just a baseball fan, dude just exudes joy of the game
So
and loves it. So
I've been doing this long enough where I can tell different things about people that come in to write or do shows and stuff. His energy is genuine.
Mhm.
His love for this team is extremely genuine. I mean, you just heard his freaking how he met his wife. Like, for Christ's sake, there's not much more of a Cubs fan story than that. No, and he's really hit the ground running, man. Like, we've almost had to tell him to slow down. He just wants to write and write and write and write. So we're loving the energy. Really happy to have
That's-
Tommy on board.
That story that he told about meeting his eventual wife at Sluggers and talking about how being KB, I think the Pinwheel is an Ivy podcast should host a Chris Bryant signing and autograph session by in quotes Chris Bryant.
I was gonna say Chris Bryant lookalike contest would be pretty fun.
No, not even. We can
Make
make
Chris
like
Bryant come in third.
it's the Pinwheels and Ivy
judge.
in quotes Chris Bryant autograph session.
How about
I like
this
it.
one, Chris? How's this one, Chris? Nope. How about this one?
But seriously though, Sports Mockery's having a fantastic offseason. We got Shy Fan Sox Mike on board, and he's already blogging like crazy. We got Missy Carroll on Southside Behavior, and she's already pounding ideas out for different video content. And now we just got our guy Tommy here, and there's a couple others in the works. Things are rolling, man. Baseball coverage is definitely ramping up. Sports Mockery, sportsmockery.com. Download the app, turn on push notifications. Now, there were some comments that I wanted to get to, but I want to let Tommy finish talking. First of all, Johnny's at Polecats for his birthday. I think this is now officially the official baseball podcast of Polecats.
I mean, Polecats might end up being our presenting sponsor.
Future sponsor, maybe. Mailman Jack,
Possibly
shout out
you?
investors. Mailman Jack said with the super chat, I'm cheap. Sup? Hey, I'll take that sweet government
Hey,
money any day.
That's a sausage McMuffin with egg. Don't limit that. That is a good donation.
Where we at? Our guy David. Hey, are the Sox and Cubs going to do anything before spring training? We're going to be talking about that all night, David.
Hey, don't we have some new additions? Do we want to reiterate, besides just Tommy, do we want to reiterate some of the newer additions to that Sports Mockery
just
family?
did.
We got one in the chat. We talked about a
I
little bit
just
last
did.
week,
I literally just did that like 2 minutes ago.
but not in
There's
length.
no chance Kevin just asked that.
Oh wait. Sorry. Not. Oh, I thought we had the other ones. The other
No,
one.
No chance.
no.
I can't
Dude,
do it.
how many milligrams are in that edible?
I haven't seen yet. I just thought we were talking.
Kevin's
I
still
know
like
about
a
Missy.
tough
I
time.
thought we didn't mention the
Our boy Drew, super chat us for $4.99. Since K-Fidge used Pinwheel's money for his Super Bowl merchandise, he's donating to the cause. And thank you for noticing my new lighting and my new cleaned out office. And I actually have starting to put pictures and stuff on the wall. I'm reclaiming this office. But yes, what else we got here?
I haven't announced
Bring it up.
other thing you told me about. Yeah, no, two of them. There's two. There's the one that I was really excited about. Right.
Yeah,
I think maybe there's a reason Zoe didn't say those.
Okay. Well, I was just I'll shut up. I thought
Actually,
that
no,
maybe
he just wanted to give more. He wanted to give more publicity to Missy. That's what it was.
if those of
This
you
is
guys are
actually
listening,
good.
you will understand one day why I'm super excited about some of the other stuff that we can't talk about right now. I guess I'll just put it that way. I'm putting the cart ahead of the horse. Some of my favorite people. That's all I'm gonna say.
So
Or maybe not, Kevin,
Fair
because we
enough.
don't know.
Yeah, sure. We don't know.
So that's probably why Zoe didn't bring it up.
But we do have Missy, Missy, and we're gonna do some doors.
I'm just gonna keep
Dude,
changing
Kevin
the subject
would be
until you
terrible
stop
agent
talking
for Cody
about
Bellinger right
it.
now.
So,
Like, oh
we're
yeah, done deal, Cody. Don't worry.
I do like
already
this
signed
comment
Cody Bellinger.
talking about how the North Side love story of sluggers. Missy said the South Side one would be like, I saw him smoking a cig at the curb on Cork and Carry. That sounds about right. He was passed out next to the Porta-John in Lot B. He looked so peaceful sleeping there. Uh-oh. Mitch's feeling the heat. Scrap Mitch.
Feel the heat. I am. This is so true.
Kick rocks, Mitch.
But that one's true. I am a 5-year-old.
Our boy Herb in the chat. Cheers, gentlemen. Herb has been killing on CHGO lately. I've been really enjoying the content lately, Herb, and I like the new what's the official title? The short clips you guys are doing, like Tavern Style, I think it's called. But I'm really enjoying it. Go check those guys out. And I've said it 100 times on this show. I'll say it 100 times more. The guys that do this shit every day, I will always respect the shit out of that because that is tough.
Yeah.
So quick thoughts. Herb's comment just reminded me. Quick thoughts on the White Sox spring training hat.
Spring training hat's lame. New warm-up hats, or what do they call them? Like batting practice hat?
Beeps Bills.
So the spring training hats as a whole, kind of boring, dude.
Cubs ones are good.
$50, just like this hat. Sorry, they are.
The Cubs ones are pretty good, and I hate to say it, but on the spring training hat, Minnesota, like the rest of the Central, fire. White Sox, lame. Kansas City was kind of lame too, but
it kind of sucks though. Look, how about this? This sucks for the White Sox because they really already have a cool fucking hat. So like now you're just really
they have an iconic hat, right?
Yeah, you're dressing down. You're like, what else can we make with something?
I gotta say, I don't think you want to waste a good design on this squad.
To keep this shit in the pocket.
With the
fair. But for those of you fellow hat people like myself, the new batting practice hats across the board, they nailed this one. Like I don't know of a lame team one. I really liked a sleeper pick that I actually might purchase. Go look up the Pirates new VP hat.
They have that old school design.
They got the P and they got the stars around. Oh man, that shit is fucking nice, man. There's a good chance the next time I drink that's gonna get ordered. Yeah, Joel in the chat, he saw it too. But do you guys got anything else that you want to talk about with the 4 Boras guys? Because to add again, real quick. For the people that don't know, these are the 4 Boras guys.
Yeah, I saw some jokes like, "Oh, JD Martinez, 1-year deal incoming." Funny. Actually, that would still be a good sign. But Passan was talking about those big 4.
No, not this time, Drew. But yeah, those big 4. Go ahead, Aldo.
I was gonna say with like the Boras or those 4 free agents, with some of the if they sign some of these guys, like it does kind of make sense if they. And like how Tommy was saying, like the Cubs have to have, it's not just one more big move they have to make. They have to make a couple. And I feel confident that if they do get one of those guys, that then we're going to see like another significant trade. Either for like another pitcher, like those Miami Marlins rumors. I know it came out of nowhere, and it was a St. Louis Cardinals fan account. We're in the weeds here, folks. This is what happens when nothing happens in the off season. For 2 months, we have to write about the Cardinals live inside sources.
Yeah,
but apparently it's known within the Cardinals organization.
Missy was talking that shit, and look who shows up in his sound.
Oh, she's talking shit.
Oh, he showed up in the coffin.
Yeah, ready. Missy hit you with this, Mitch.
Kick rocks, Mitch.
Settle at 45 after, so you'll get a little extra Mitch today.
Yep. So Mitch, we had Mitch, we had our newest Cubs writer, Tommy, on for the first segment of the show, and
Is he talking shit about me too?
No, I'm just saying
No,
that bottom
he
left-hand corner has
wasn't.
been very attractive tonight. That bottom left-hand corner
No.
is like attractive, Mitch. That's a good.
Actually, and I'm not just saying this, Mitch. Tommy actually said he was a big fan. He goes, "I'm a fan." He goes, "I've been following Mitch on Twitter for a while now." I swear to God, that's what he said. But if you look in the bottom of the screen,
number 2 is weird.
if you look in the bottom of the screen, that's what Missy had to say after Tommy's appearance. That's just a tough scene right there. Scrap Mitch.
Hey,
you got
Mitch,
Tommy.
we got to be careful, man, because they're getting younger. Tommy's on now. Kevin's 28.
I'm 27 now.
27.
Yeah, I'm third oldest now, fuckers.
Pressure's on,
Mhm.
man. You know,
I got to experience Star Wars in the 80s, and I'm still only 27.
I mean, we're
But,
talking about
ladies and
potential like
gentlemen,
Cubs rumors, like Mitch trade
there-
block.
The hot off-season rumor is that Mitch might be getting a schedule change and might be able to join us.
we're working
again.
on it. It's part of the
We're
contract
working on it.
negotiations. A pinwheel clause in the contract.
Yes, the
We're working-
Pinwheel's clause. But this is the perfect time, though. So the White Sox actually did make some trades, and I'm going to get into this a little bit while we talk about it, but I kind of don't hate what Getz is doing. At first, I was like, what is this guy doing? He doesn't even have a number on his back. And then I was like, now if you take a step back and look, like, this team sucked ass last year. Why not blow it up? And I know he's not blowing it up with, like, superstars, but I just got a feeling one of these kids is going to hit.
You know what he is blowing it up with, though? Guys that are all going to be motivated. They're going to be a shitty team. They're going to lose a lot of games. But I almost compared it looking at the roster. It kind of reminds me a little bit of that one Rick Renteria year right before they were supposed to contend. I think they finished like 4th in the AL Central. And they lost a ton of games. But, like, they always played hard, and they were at least competitive. And, like, if you look at all the guys bringing in, it's a lot of guys that are either have a contract that is going to be up, have been cast off by another team, or are like, you know, you got something to prove. So I do think they're gonna. I think they'll be scrappy at the very least. And I agree with you, Zoe. I thought the two guys they brought in, like, what do we need a good bullpen for next year? Is Santos might as well sell high. You got some good pieces for him. I like it.
So the trades that we're talking about is he traded 24-year-old reliever Gregory Santos, who we all watched develop into this very good bullpen piece for the White Sox. He was traded to the Mariners for 23-year-old righty Prelander Baroa.
That works.
Baroa, I like it. And 25-year-old outfielder Zach Deloach. And a comp B draft pick, which is the 69th choice in the 2024 draft. And for those people that were like, oh, I didn't know Major League could trade draft picks. Again, it's a comp B draft pick. You can trade those.
My first thought with those two guys.
We're not done. He's not done.
Hold on. No, quick thought on that name is way too close to Adam LaRoche, but he's gonna be bad. Too many bad memories. I'm not even a White Sox fan.
They're in this next trade. I'll tee you up for
Deloach. And then the second, so that tweet comes out, and everybody's giving their 2 cents about it, and there's the instant reactions and all that fun stuff. But while that's going on, right away, boom, another White Sox trade. I thought it was weird, but they traded 21-year-old righty Christian Mena to Arizona for 26-year-old outfielder Dominic Fletcher. Thank you for having an easy name, Dominic. First trade. And this is what Mitch was talking about when he said, I agree with you, Zoe. I haven't said it on the show yet, but we talked about it in the chat. The White Sox aren't going to be good this year, ladies and gentlemen. I know that might be shocking to some of you. I just bring heat to the show. Hot takes all around. But the White Sox are not going to be good this year. Why not sell high on a 24-year-old reliever? Because that's exactly what they did, in my opinion.
Hi.
And the return that they got, and I'm sure Ian, he's in the chat now, can get a little bit more. But just from what I did, because now I didn't know who these guys were. And if anybody here was like, besides Ian's like, oh, yeah, I totally knew who they were. No, you didn't, you fucking liar. But Prelander, that boy can throw some fucking smoke, dude. He can throw very hard. He has a very good fastball slider combo. Shout out to our friends in Seattle that gave us a little bit of scouting report right away. Mitch was all over it on SportsMockery, sportsmockery.com. And good fastball slider mix. Control is the issue. Control
Which
you.
is like every guy the Sox bring. That was Santos's problem. Throws gas, no control. So
Control you can fix. He's 5'11". He's a fucking spark plug. Dude just looks like a wild man on the hill. I love like his very violent pitching action. Have you seen him pitch, Mitch?
yeah, there's a lot of limbs flying at you in the batter's box. That is for sure.
It's Captain Caveman style. And I'll tell you what, if this dude can put it together, I feel like he very much could be a White Sox fan favorite. Like a little guy that throws hard. It's like, come on. That's you know what I mean? Yeah. And then the other kid, Zach DeLoche.
Is in Rage Against the Machine.
Not
Fantastic.
De La Roche.
Do you guys want to see their numbers at all? I got their Fangraphs numbers.
I have it too.
If you want.
Well, I have Prelander only pitched in 1 inning in the pros last year.
Gosh,
You got his minor league?
I think he had it was 1.2. He had 1 game, I think.
Yeah, this is Prelander's.
As you can see there with that the walk total, as you guys said.
Yeah, it's the walks. He has control issues, but I mean, his change is very inconsistent. His mechanics are inconsistent, and so that's going to be like Ian said. That's to me, that's not a terrible problem. Like it is a problem, but that's a fixable problem. There's 2 types of problems in this world. There's fixable and unfixable. That's a fixable problem. They can work on that.
All it comes down to is he's just got to locate his fastball. Because, like, if you look at the strikeouts per 9 innings, he's averaging over 13 strikeouts per 9. Like, the guy's nasty. He's got nasty stuff.
And in his 1 inning in the Major League Baseball, he struck out Bo Bichette. So suck it, Bo.
I've heard that the White Sox, or he's being still viewed as a starter, right? Possibly.
No, I've from everywhere I saw, he's penciled in as a bullpen guy.
Bullpen guy. Okay. Well, that goes into saying how you guys said White Sox are going to be terrible for at least a year, maybe a couple, as they rebuild here. You don't need Gregory Son. You don't need a shutdown closer for that.
Nope.
We got Tim Hill, baby. Woo!
This is what you're doing. You sell, as you said, you sell high on Santos for a team who needs a closer now, and you get a guy who, like in a couple of years, is maybe that shutdown closer. Yeah, and you still get that other outfielder who, I mean, looking at his numbers in the minors, not whatever. But then you get that other comp pick. I think it's a win for Getz.
The outfield thing was the biggest with both of these trades because, like, we've been harping on as Sox fans, like, oh, what are they going to do for right field for forever? And like the timing of these trades kind of pissed me off because I had just written about because they signed Kevin Pillar. And if you look at the depth chart, at the time,
we haven't even talked about that yet.
At the time of the Pillar signing, like he was probably slated to be the starting right fielder. And it's funny too, because like Sheets, everyone says like, oh, like his splits against righties are like a lot better against lefties. Well, Pillar, like overall, was a much better hitter last year than Sheets was, and like even the splits against right-handers and left-handers for him were like they were still better than Sheets. So like. Probably going to be the starting right fielder, which would have been a disaster. Like Pillar's a great 4th outfielder to have on a team as your starter. It's like Jesus. So now, taken care of, which is nice.
Yeah, with all the new choices, because Zach was a 2nd-round pick. I've heard just our guys in Seattle just said wildly inconsistent.
That's
he's got a little pop to him. Mariners. Yeah, he's got a little bit pop to him at 23 homers in AAA last year. Nothing special. I definitely just farted. And then the other deal is the one that got everybody's panties in a bunch. So
that was a total fart. I'm sorry, I'm stuck back in Aldo and Zoe. I'm not sure. Was that you, Zoe? Was that you? Did you?
Oh, I farted, yeah.
That was you. Okay, because both you and Aldo went. You gave the side move, and I heard I heard the fart.
100% me.
Time code 3750 for you listening at home.
Dude, I've been going to the gym every day, and I'm trying to eat healthier and eating healthy.
The protein
powder. That fiber, baby, and the protein.
Nasty.
I thought it was Aldo until you owned it, though. I swear, because Aldo did the same. He did like a but you were just shifting your chair. You were literally shifting
your
tank.
No, it's the protein powders, man.
Those letting it loose right now.
It's stinky too. The protein powder farts. It's not good.
It is.
Why do you guys? Why do you
recommend
think he
putting it
has
in-
the ceiling fan on?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Mitch, I don't recommend it in the room you're at right now. That show just shit.
I was wondering. It's January or it's February. I know maybe it's not as cold as it was a few weeks ago, but I'm like, it can't be that warm in Chicago.
Hey man, gotta let it better out than in, dude. Better out than in. I will say though, I've been every day. Missy can
There you
vouch.
go.
I haven't missed a day yet. In the gym, feeling
So
good.
Zoe,
Actually, feeling real
Fletcher,
good.
future right fielder, starting right fielder.
So that's the guy. So this is the deal that got everybody all fucking in knots. They traded Christian Mena to the D-backs for Dominic Fletcher. Fletcher could easily be the starting right fielder for this team. Fletcher fell victim to a very loaded Diamondbacks outfield. We've talked about that at length on this show when we did the Dylan Cease possibility trades. And the kid's good. Last year, Major League Baseball, he had 102 plate appearances. He only hit 2 home runs. He's not a real power guy, but look at that batting average. Consistent, over 300, or the one in AAA last year, he was at 291, but he's right around 300. The kid hits. He's got good on-base percentage. His WRC plus 113. He's a good player. He's a lefty, correct? Yep. If I'm Gavin Sheets, I am not sleeping well right now.
He was useless for the Sox last year. He honestly was a useless player, not only from the defensive perspective, which, like, I don't even blame that on him. They're playing him out of position. He doesn't know how to play right field. But, like, your whole reason he's in the lineup is for a left-handed bat with some pop. He did not do that whatsoever. He couldn't hit righties. He couldn't hit lefties. He couldn't hit for power. He was useless out there.
Talk about, hey, Mitch, and you want to talk about tough timing. Didn't he just come out with that quote being like, we're going to prove him wrong, all the haters?
Yeah. And then Nicky Lopez was, he's looking at your tweets.
That's right. I want to go through Nicky Lopez's Twitter bookmarks. I want to see who's been talking the most shit.
Why? What I missed? What did Nicky say?
So Nicky was like, "Hey man, like basically he was like, I've been collecting bulletin board material. Like I read people's tweets and whatnot.
He's become his own White Sox freezing old takes. He just has all White Sox fans. 2000.
You know what's going to be on there is so after they traded Santos, I tweeted out Beefloaf's Gets meme that says I'm different, and I said, "Don't need a closer if you're not going to win any games."
That's probably
his
screensaver right now.
That is definitely going on that bulletin board. But
that's his home screen on his phone.
I like Dominic Fletcher. I think this was a good move. I think this is a win-win. Christian might turn out to be a starter for Arizona. Ian, please correct me if I'm wrong, but a couple things I read was the kid's fastball is just not going to get it done in the major league level. He doesn't have enough off-speed control or like nasty breaking stuff to offset the fastball.
His minor league number, and now like you got to take minor league numbers with a grain of salt, especially like with pitchers, but like they were not all that impressive. Like it wasn't all, like I think if you that I mean
double A or triple A?
Juice ball.
Double.
Ooh, well
actually lower. No, it was lower than let's see.
The interesting thing about that is at the start of 2023, that double A had that tacky ball where and like strikeout rates were crazy, like across the board, because pitchers were able to get that ball and manipulate it even more. They made their breaking stuff even better, and then they changed it after the All-Star break, and obviously numbers kind of normalized. But that'll be an interesting split to look at. But maybe, I don't get. Again, you know what? I'm not even going to blame White Sox fans.
Christian's curveball is disgusting, which I'm all for it, but I just feel like in Major League Baseball, you can't just be curveball heavy like that.
You have to be, that pitch has to be elite, because if you don't have the fastball behind it,
right, you got to have the setup. Yeah. And all it takes is that curveball not to curve a couple times, and
hang a few of those,
yeesh.
Neck pain.
Yeah. But overall, I'm good with these deals. And that's what I was saying when we started this segment. Like, if you take a step back and look at Getson's been pretty fucking active this offseason. Like, it doesn't really feel like it because he's not signing, Cody Bellinger or anything like that. But this team sucked. It needed to be fixed and blown up, and that's what he did. He didn't fix it because they're going to suck this year, but he blew it up.
I do give him credit for at least being, he went outside the box and was getting creative. Now, to be devil's advocate, though, because this is like the one thing that did kind of remind me, like, because we were talking about how the Sox, they've done a lot of stuff to try and fill right field. It almost reminded me a little bit when they traded for Nomar Mazara, trading a prospect like, hey, you know what, let's get creative. This guy, you know, he's projects to be pretty good, and then that turned out to be a flop. So I'm tempering my expectations for Fletcher. I still like the move, but it does give me a little bit of Nomar Mazara vibes from that trade.
I'm going to print out this comment and frame it. It says, holy shit, I am late, but Mitch is in a suit and Zoe's still way more handsome than him.
Wow, Sam. Wow. That is some hate.
God. And this is, but Mitch, I get your point. No, Sam just has a crush on me, and it goes both ways. But Beef has a good point here, though. When they signed Mazara, he had 4 years of Major League Baseball experience.
Can you show us some bobblehead?
Tap potential if you ask Chris Getz. So, I mean,
He was young. He was only 24, guys. People forget. He was so young.
Yeah.
But and he did hit that ball really far that one time.
Yeah, he hit that 500 foot home run off Halo. Yeah.
Yep.
I did have to say at the beginning, I think I said, or I did say, I like the Fletcher deal more, just because I had heard of Fletcher before, because he, there was some like Cubs talk when they were looking for some outfielders last year, and he was a guy I kind of knew about. But looking at it a little more here, I think I like the that Seattle Mariners trade a lot more for the White Sox. Again, like you said, Mitch, Fletcher 25, 26. You know, it looks like he hit for a high average, high BABIP. We all, as we know, that it's hard to consistently keep up that high batting average. But hey, maybe he does have elite bat to ball skills. I haven't looked at his contact rates yet, but maybe that's something. It's another good depth, right? You guys want depth. You guys have an actual outfielder. You don't have Gavin Sheets.
I'll be back.
But that Seattle trade, I mean, that comp pick, it's like, hey, you're getting like a free first rounder there.
Yep.
That's not too shabby.
Like he's cleaning up some mess. He's cleaning up a dump. Like he's cleaning up some shit that's like really fucked up. And sometimes it's not going to make sense to the people on the fringe that don't really get it. But he knows. Sounds like I feel like he's actually like operating with a plan. And it feels like
it does feel like that. It does.
Feels like there's an actual coordinated plan. And this is all seems to be like lighting up like all aces for him. Where I feel like with the White Sox over the last couple of years, it hasn't felt that way. It felt like they were just kind of like operating at the seat of their pants or at the whim of Jerry or whatever the hell they wanted to do. And this actually feels like a concerted, like step by step, we're going to get the health back in this organization. And people might not get why I did this or this and this here. And it might not, net results immediately. But in a year or two, it feels like Getz has at least some sort of prescription for what ails the White Sox. And that actually, that'd be reassuring to me to see that it feels like there's a real plan. Like it feels concerted. It's a good thing.
I do have to say though, and we both experienced this at least one time and now, well, actually multiple times during the past, 15 years. It's a lot easier to get excited for the future when you're rebuilding because you're acquiring, you're taking out the old trash and you're getting some new pieces that you don't know if they're good or not yet, but you're still
selling, and you're selling magic beans. You're selling magic beans. You're selling magic beans.
It's like,
and one thing that I like,
it's like, hey, this team, you hated that team. Don't worry, we're getting rid of those guys. We're bringing in new guys. Maybe they'll be good. Maybe.
It's like killing the czars and replacing them with Stalin. No, just kidding. Well,
but
deep history cuts there.
I do like that again, though. That's
so it does feel like he has a plan. And then Nicky Lopez was actually on CHGO. Go check out that episode. A lot of good tidbits in there, a lot of good sound bites. But one of the things that he did say that I think we've said it on the show, but it's always nice to hear the guy on the team say it, though, that what Getz is built is a very defensively sound team. All around. Andrew Benintendi left. He's pretty good he was brought here to play great defense.
He's not good though, man. He's bad.
He did not have a good year defensively. You got Luis Robert.
He's gonna be good here.
Luis Robert, Gold Glove center fielder. You have options now in right field.
You have actual outfielders for right field. That's good.
Yes.
Whoa.
We know that Yohan Moncada is a very good defensive third baseman. Dedong is a good defensive shortstop. The options at second base are good defensively, and Andrew Vaughn is there. And what Nikki said though was having a team like that behind a pitcher gives a pitcher the ability to pitch because he doesn't have to worry so much about missing his spot a little bit because he knows his defense could bail him out. And I know. And although and I was just trying to be optimistic. Andrew Benintendi sucked in defense last year, but it does make a difference though, especially for starting pitchers who a lot of it's mental and in between their ears to know that, if I miss a quarter of an inch, it's not going to be the end of the world. Because unlike last year where if they put the ball in play, all hell was going to break loose unless it was hit to center field.
I'm going to say for the White Sox, the 2024 White Sox compared to 2023 are going to be, and you can use this in two different ways. They're going to be a lot less offensive to the eye. Number one, as you said, they're just going to be better, like fundamentally. Like, they're going to hit, like the right fielder is going to hit the cutoff man, like on a ball again. Like Oscar Colas, for whatever reason,
routine ground balls are going to be fielded correctly and thrown to the proper base.
Yeah, like you're going to get actual solid defense all around, or for the most part. But also, unfortunately, what goes with that, you're going to be a lot less offensive. You're not going to score any runs, and that's going to be just brutal to watch.
It's funny you say that too.
All these guys are they can't hit.
Yep. And it's funny you say that. Me and Uncle Beef there were messaging back and forth, and we both said the exact same thing there, where the little things last year, the stupid errors, the unforced errors, the missing the cutoff man, the mental mistakes, the little league. How many times did I say it on the show last season?
Just
little league bullshit.
Do you know what was the most like? It's like, oh yeah, this team is like not good. Remember when Nuke came on and we had the Cubs Sox game on playback, and he just joined us. This is like his first White Sox game that he watched all season.
Oh yeah,
and like a couple innings in, he's like, man, the White Sox, who is coaching the White Sox? This team doesn't know how to play baseball.
Right.
That was him watching like 5 innings. Yeah.
And that's how
that comes up from that's the whole system too. When you have players that play at the major league level with shit fundamentals, you're talking about your rookie ball all the way on up. Like that's a whole systemic failure because these guys didn't learn the game properly. I'm
just glad we didn't put the guy that was in charge of the whole team.
Shit. Hey, at least you know what? He's not developing. He's getting the talent to let others develop now.
This guy's going to whip him into shape.
That guy is going to get a lot of ladies too.
Yeah. They didn't score any runs last year, and the Sox are now a defensive team like the Bears, every Bears team ever. Yes.
The run defense.
Again, if you guys want free money, White
free.
Sox unders, baby.
White Sox total unders. Total over?
Yep, I did it already. The Iowa football and baseball is a great comp.
I think you could say that for like most of the AL Central.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve, Tim Hill is your guy because Tim Hill will be the guy at Wings and Rings at 1:30 in the morning, still ordering shots.
Beef likes him because he's the guy you stand next to that makes you look more attractive.
That's true. Oh, that's a good call. It's a
like a short person standing next to or a tall person standing next to a short person, they feel like really tall.
So, I mean, I like it. I like what he's doing. I know it's not going to amount to anything. I'm not trying to sit here and say they're a 100-win team or any crazy thing like that, but
fixing things.
It feels like it's going to be worse before it's better, but it feels like we're finally on a path where it can get better.
A path. You're on a path.
Yes.
It's not just like sprinting into the jungle.
That trade with Seattle, that was I know a lot of Sox fans were saying it. Like that felt like the first move of like, all right, what is this team thinking for beyond? Like, forget 2024. We know that's like they're not going to be a winning team. What are they? Right. What's the plan for 2025? Like, what do they think is going to be the makeup of this bullpen? Maybe the pitching staff. Yeah, again, a big move, or not a big move, but a decent, solid. Okay, this is what we're trying to do for the future.
Right, and a lot of these contracts that are on the books right now are cheap or easy to get rid of. Or
Speaking of that, you know what's crazy? This isn't the luxury tax
Very
payroll. 'Cause I
juicy.
think the Royals are now number one with that Bobby Witt extension. But in terms of the regular payroll for this year, the White Sox are still number one in the AL Central, and that's because you have the big money for Moncada, Eloy. But that's the thing. Who else is making big money?
I mean,
how much is Luis Robert making?
It's not that. I mean, it's a good contract, but it's definitely team
Is in
friendly.
the teens now?
I'll give your blog the shout out there, Beef. But Beef, he has got a blog coming out about the White Sox terrible offense and how they could possibly make it work, which that's pretty much all we got right now. We have literally a 0.00% projection to make the playoffs. So, yeah. The plan is you have 3 to 5 top 100 prospects on the way. You have Luis Robert, and you are throwing the rest of it at the wall to see what sticks. That's from Uncle Beef. And, yeah, I mean, in my heart of heart, I think Colson Montgomery is in the major leagues this year.
Yes, I think.
And
I think second half minimum.
Beef's play cousin, Ramos.
Brian Ramos.
Yeah.
It is.
Really, I feel like he's getting a lot of hype this year.
It's starting, yeah. He made, what was it, Keith Law's top 100?
Yep.
Even though he was lower on Colson Montgomery than everybody else. But Keith Law has his very own opinions, as we've seen from Cubs fans.
Chris Bryant won't be a major league hitter. Hey, sometimes
I do have to say though, Kevin, I remember you telling us that story, but I was looking back at his his rankings when he was still at ESPN. This is Keith Law we're talking about now at The Athletic. I don't know at what point he finally realized, like, oh shit, that was dumb, because his 2014 list. Yeah. So right after Chris Bryant debuted in the minor leagues, he switched right away. He's like, Chris Bryant's the number one prospect in baseball.
He said it in 2010.
Oh, 2010?
He said it in 2010 to us as well. But he said he was like I think he said it's like a poor man's Troy Glass or something like that.
But hey, he admitted his mistake. He saw him at
nobody bats 1,000, man. Nobody bats 1,000.
Absolutely not. Look, hey, I said to Bryce Harper, because I just didn't like Bryce at the time, but I said that guy ain't gonna be very good because he's a dick and he's a head case and he's a 2-time MVP. So sometimes subjectivity and logic.
Nobody bats 1,000, but I feel like Brian Ramos has a lot of hype going for him, and then I mean, the Noah Schultz stuff is everywhere, and I think he's gonna be good. Health is a big concern, but
I know that I know that the Colson Montgomery hype train is like on full blast right now. He's like top 10 in a couple lists. I think he's like the first top 10 White Sox prospect in decades. I think like forever.
No, Luis Robert.
So like since then, was he a clear cut top 10? Okay. Well, yeah. So him.
I believe so.
Okay. What did I see? I saw some stat that was like, or maybe it was like Baseball America. I don't know what it was. Anyway, I know the hype train's on him, but Noah Schultz, to me, if this guy can get like through a whole minor league season and there's like no injury concerns and he still looks like fucking no one can hit him and he gets up to like AA or something, I as a Sox fan, I would be the most excited about that dude.
Yes.
You know why though it's hard? You got to temper your expectations, is because it's if he can get through a full season healthy.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
because he's still only 19. I don't think he's even 20 yet.
I think he just turned
20. Yeah, and like I think he pitched like 30 innings.
Let's go to the cards.
So yeah, but if he can get through a whole season and he stays healthy, man,
20 years old.
Yep.
Yeah.
20. Came by the year.
Born on August 5th, 2003.
Oh, man.
I was a freshman in college when this kid was born.
I wasn't. I'm only 27.
Oh, I forgot
man, that was only a couple months before Cubs choked against the Marlins.
Ugh.
But
I was only, 7 years old when that happened? Ugh. Really painful.
So from people that I
right next door
appreciate their opinions, trust their opinions on stuff like this, it's hard to find someone saying a bad thing about Noah Schultz right now. And the biggest thing that's hanging over his head is he needs to stay healthy. Well, everybody does.
And that's such a blanket statement for like any pitcher. That's like
Right.
what's said
Everybody
about
does.
every like guy who's coming up. It's like, hey, this guy stays healthy. Watch out.
Hey, 6'9", 220. Like, how does that not scream, holy shit, this guy might be really
Nice.
Yeah.
good? Right? Or,
Actually,
holy
after
shit, this guy can dunk.
After he got drafted, the comparison was Randy Johnson. Like, that's setting the bar pretty damn.
I hate those fucking
That just
comparisons. I hate that shit.
I do
hate
too.
that shit.
But, I mean,
It's
you're gonna
so
get-
unfair.
Well, it's bullshit because Randy Johnson was 6'10", and Schultz is not. He's 6'9".
I've already seen people being
Nice.
like, "Oh, he's the next Chris Sale for the White Sox." It's like, come on, guys, just let him be Noah Schultz.
Yep.
Like, just fuck, dude. Just let the kid go. Johnny, I'm glad you're out of the boom boom room at Polecats and you're back. The other big
Is
White
Eddie
Sox
Curry in there?
news.
John Dog.
Slotty in the boom boom room.
No, Eddie actually works there now. He's security there now. The other big news, and although you have the stuff queued up, the renderings.
Yes.
So apparently the pitch for the new stadium it's come out. The guy from WGN basically tweeted out all the renderings and some of the other statistics that they're using to try to get the land from the city. Although, go ahead and throw those up.
A ballpark with walls of windows facing the Chicago River with a potential expansion of the Riverwalk. Steps leading down to fans who can watch the game on a giant video screen from their boats. This is one rendering in a 17-page book developer Related Midwest is presenting to some lawmakers as the White Sox weigh a move to the South Loop. The current 62-acre vacant lot known as the 78 could be transformed into a mixed-use development. This rendering shows indoor dining and outdoor lawn space overlooking a new era of the famous exploding scoreboard, the Pinwheel's a focal point. Another angle shows views of the Willis Tower as fans take in a concert. The developer says 1,000 affordable housing units will also be a part of this development, and their plan includes ideas for guaranteed rate field. There, they envision a reimagined campus with 1,300 residential units and a repurposed stadium that appears to be a soccer field. The developer calling this a once-in-a-generation opportunity for Chicago.
Two things stood out there. One, I don't know where I'm going to park my boat. That could be an issue. Yeah. Two,
You're no ass boat. You ain't getting no ass in that boat.
maritime law. No. The other thing is, what do they classify is like affordable housing? Like, or
we're not going down that rabbit hole right now.
I don't think it's going to be very affordable in that 78.
It will be. No, it will be. It'll
Yeah.
be mandated. Yeah. No, it'll be mandated. Yeah. Lot B soccer tailgates are gonna fuck hard. Chicago Fire. But man, all those houses in what used to be the parking lot at the current stadium. Whew. Jesus. Beef. Hopefully you're gonna have some college ragers at your house, man, because keg stands galore over there on 35th and Shields. More than usual. But the renderings look dope. The whole stadium looks cool. It looks like it's an awesome experience. And the first thing I'm seeing a lot of people with negative things to say is the parking. And to that, their rendering, their renderings, it's just, I'm sure there'll be a big multi-story parking garage in there somewhere, or they're going to put somewhere for you guys to park. Like,
That's
it's not going to be like
Allegiant Stadium here in Vegas. No parking. There's no parking. There's no parking. Nobody bitches. There's plenty of
You're
parking.
also close to
Take rideshare.
I think it's close to a couple of the. I think the orange line's close there. Right?
Oh yeah, there's a couple L stops there, and then there's the Rock Island line, and Union Station's not all that far away. It's not like right down the block, but it's not crazy far. And they have the water taxi in those renderings, which is hilarious. But I'm serious though, pontoon tailgates are gonna be fucking amazing. I'm gonna get on someone's boat, not Missy's because that boat sucks. But I'm gonna get on a pontoon boat and watch the game on the screen because that'll be an experience. But it looks good. I like the fact that it's going to create a lot of jobs. That's in one of the write-ups. Some temporary during the construction and a lot of permanent ones. Jobs are good. But yeah, I mean, for the only real negative to come out saying, the parking, they got 5 years to figure that out. They're going to put somewhere for people to put their cars because if there's no people, there's no money. So they're going to get you there somehow.
I think I can think of worse things than people being encouraged to do more ride sharing from the ballpark, considering the 108 in general, like being able to, less driving, more public transportation. Yeah. That is safe for everybody around. It's good for the community too. I think that's a good thing.
That's right. That's true. Jerry's trying to stop drinking and driving. So there we go.
It's the new Tony La Russa.
If you don't think
Tony La Russa,
if you don't think things are going to change in those renderings a billion times between now and when the shit gets done, you're wild, man. But yeah, the traffic to get there is going to suck, and that's fair. I mean,
it already is kind of a pain in the ass, though.
You have 5 years. Get Elon Musk to create a hyperloop. You'll be fine. Easy peasy. Everything's underground. They could just take an elevator up. Hey, it's fine.
I mean, there's a lot more train. I don't know. I think the pros kind of outweigh the cons here. I'm going to hold judgment until I see, permanent stuff. Again, this is a rendering for a pitch to get the land. But yeah, I think it's going to be, I think it's great. I think
how many bodies do you think it dug up?
That will be interesting. I'm dead serious.
I heard the 108 guy talking about it a few weeks ago when the first story came out. And I'm like, oh yeah, probably will be at least one.
Do you want to have it every time they expand out here in Vegas?
Yeah.
And it's like a normal occurrence.
I'll put the over.
Yeah, what's the over under? Cadavers.
No, I'm putting it at 3. Like realistically,
three. I'd say 3. 3 is a good bet. 3. Downtown Summerlin here, I think at 4.
Ooh,
I mean,
and like
it's interesting, man. It's kind of exciting. I love the fact that you have the skyline in the background. It's right there on the river. There's a lot of potential for a lot of really dope shit. Now, is it all going to be perfect? No, nothing is. But I just think it's the worst thing to me in all of this, and I think it's absolutely wild that they plan on building that many houses or townhouses or whatever in Bridgeport like that. Like, that's wild to me. I mean, I get the soccer field, cool. Chicago Fire soccer tailgates are awesome, whatever. But that all those housing units, that's crazy to me, dude. Oh boy, that would be interesting.
Mailman Jack also anticipates teleportation pods like in The Fly, but I mean, do we want to be a Brundlefly? Like, I mean, that's fantastic.
I could bury my booze there now, like for Lollapalooza. That's what people do. I don't know, Fitz, if you know that, but like
people bury them there. Park, 6 months before.
It's wild, dude. But I don't know. Obviously it's something that all White Sox fans are going to keep a close eye on. I think it's interesting. I think it's kind of exciting. I mean, as Beef pointed out in the comments too, I'm going to be older, but my son's going to be at my son's going to be like 8 years old, 9 years old when this gets done. You know what I mean? Like, that's when your baseball fandom like really gets going, and I'm looking forward to it, man. It could be cool. It also could just be a complete disaster. So we'll hold out on that and see what happens. But I think there's a lot at stake. Again, I really like. A majority of us here from the South Side, or whatever, and a lot of our friends and family members are in unions, trade unions. And this is going to create a lot of jobs. And I think that's really dope. And hopefully stuff goes through, and it's definitely going to be a big pain in the ass.
What stadium project gets done first, that or the new Soldier Field, or whatever the Bears are going to call it?
They don't know where they're going to fucking go now. Yeah,
apparently they're very serious about that lakefront project.
Yeah, I don't know where all this shit's going from, but The Bears need it more than the White Sox do. Soldier Field's an absolute dump. That
I agree.
In comparison to other NFL
It's one of the worst
stadiums.
NFL stadiums there is. The
Actually, I wanted to-
is a disaster. Leaving that stadium stinks. You can't it's not.
I actually wanted to ask this question because I think it came out today that they are planning to have a fixed roof. It's not going to be retractable. For the White Sox new stadium, do you want a roof or
Wait,
no?
no. There's not going to be. There was no roof on any of those renderings. The whole thing is the skyline view.
No. I'm asking you, do you want a retractable roof?
Yes, to answer your question, I
Probably
would,
for the March-April games. Yeah.
well, and you never have to worry about a rain out too. Would be like
Right.
because that's the worst. That you got plans and you look at the weather and it's like, oh fuck, it's supposed to rain today. So I would not mind it. Although, have you ever heard of that? The time the Milwaukee Brewers, like, they was opening day and they had the dome up. They did the flyover and no one could see it because the dome was
That's
So
amazing.
the Milwaukee Brewers have a dome, but like they still have windows, or like they still have some like openings where water
But-
can get in. That's why they still have a tarp, because sometimes they still get a wet field. I have no idea what the hell the Brewers should think.
I'll tell you what. If they do it, unlike the Brewers, they need to have a damn good AC system. It gets hot
It
and
does.
funky.
Yeah.
It gets funky as hell in that Milwaukee stadium when the roof is closed, dude.
Oh, short.
It's yeah.
It
Jebs.
is brutal.
You know,
Um,
that
like it, though.
Brewers stadiums. bleh.
The renderings are
That
cool.
series, the Sox played them in 2021. I think it was like the first game of that. I was up in the nosebleeds. I lost like 5 pounds in sweat. It was
Let's do the music. All these guys are talking about Doobie Brothers in the chat, and I got Doobie Brothers songs stuck in my head.
Man, do you remember when they played Taste of Chicago? It was like 1998, I think, or whatever.
How do you remember? You're only one.
It's true. I was my parents took me down in a stroller. I just remember hearing their beautiful harmony.
Breaking Moose.
I was definitely not down there smoking weed. Nope.
Oh.
Oh, I was only one.
It's officially official. Steve McMichael, Devin Hester, and Julius Peppers all make the Hall of Fame.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
well deserved.
Pep will go with the Panthers, which sucks, but
Yeah, but still.
that's
He
awesome.
was a dirty Packer anyway. I don't want to.
Mongo stuff has been so painful to watch, and
Yep.
dude was such a larger than life kind of character too. Like he's just wow, and that's good
I'm just glad they came to their senses and put Devin Hester in.
It's such a no brainer too. Like right?
I know. It shouldn't have taken this long.
No.
But rumor has
Yes,
it
you
that
got
Devin Hester will be on the Bears film room after the Super Bowl. Check that out. sportsmockery.com. Speaking of which, why not? Who the fuck's gonna win the Super Bowl, boys?
Oh yeah, what do we got for our bets? What are your favorite bets too? Let's cover all of our bases here.
Chiefs at plus money. I have made so much money this playoffs betting the Chiefs. It makes no sense that they are plus money all the time. Quite frankly, I was surprised that they weren't favored in this game. Better quarterback, better coach. 49ers, if you watch the last couple games, haven't been playing all that well. I don't trust Brock Purdy. Betting the Chiefs plus money.
I have
think it's
Brock
plus money.
Purdy over half an interception.
That's a good bet.
I think that's a good bet. I did an exact score bet.
Okay.
You have a
guys ready
dreams
for
though?
What the
What'd you
score's
see?
gonna
What
be?
are- what are the
What the
dreams?
score is going to be? Score is going to be Chiefs 31, 49ers 21.
Ooh, the over. See, I was thinking
Was
the
it
under.
the same score the last time they played? Or was
I
that
don't
wrong?
think so.
No, that was what,
Do
20.
you guys want to know? Do you guys want to know my reasoning behind this?
You don't know what you are. Sorry,
No.
think of the
So, you know that guy who's like the mentalist dude that does like the inspirational talks for teams and stuff like that. You guys have seen his
Anthony
videos all
Robbins?
over the place.
He was
I
on
don't
Hard
think so.
Knocks.
He's the giant from within.
Yeah, he was on Hard Knocks. This is actually because of Hard Knocks. Is
O's?
why I predicted this.
Or odd?
Because he brought up Hardman, who was then on the Jets, who was a former Chiefs receiver, and now he's back on the Chiefs. But Hardman goes up and he goes, "Who do you see you playing in the Super Bowl?" He didn't say the Jets. He said, "Who do you see you playing in the Super Bowl?" And he goes, "The 49ers." And the guy pulled the thing off, and he like knew he was going to say 49ers. And then he pulled up the Jets logo or whatever, and he goes, and this is going to be the final score, and it was 31-21.
Okay,
So I'm going
okay.
Hardman's on the Chiefs, 31, 49ers 21, 31-21. Exact score. Bet $25 to win like 3,500. So, yeah.
Okay.
Wait, Mitch, you were close. It was 31-20 the last time.
All right. See, all right.
Besides, I was lucky enough to get the Niners at -1.5. So that is good. So I took that.
Not good.
But here's my big thing. Anytime score George Kittle, right? We're going Bears fan, George Kittle here. Anytime score. But I also will up the bet. I think George Kittle's going to catch 2 touchdown passes in Super Bowl Sunday. He's going to get that. That's plus 1,400, by the way. So I think Kittle's going to catch 2 because he's just going to get loose in like a 3rd and 4 from the goal line. And what that guy does, he's one of the most underrated tight ends because he stays in a block so frequently. But I think this is going to be a tight end bowl. I think both tight ends are going to score two touchdowns apiece. So I think we'll get both him and Kelsey with some pay dirt.
I think you're going to lose some money this Super Bowl, Kevin.
I think that you're still handsome.
Wait, no, actually, I have to know one thing.
You said about Kittle, by the way, too. He is underrated because he's an excellent blocker. He does not get enough credit for that, but
Can you hear this? If I could play this, I'd like to. This was a Packer fan the other night because I was lucky enough I got to go to the opening ceremonies. And this is a question from a Packer fan. I think I could play it. Hopefully, I could play it. Listen to this response. Basically, a Packer fan because the press conference, the opening, that media day now is it's chaos. So the fans basically have to stay on the outer, like in the bleachers and the outer rim. But all these people that got credentials go down and ask these questions, and they're asking crazy ass questions. If you've watched it on TikTok or whatever, like Barstool's fucking with people. Like there's people dressed up like Marilyn Monroe. It's all over. What's up?
We got some ABC 17 people down there in the scrum.
It's nuts, right? So one Packer fan apparently asked and almost practically begged Kittle to never play for the Bears because he's obviously a very notable Bears fan. He said bear down at a press conference for the Niners, for Pete's sake. And this was his response. I hope this can nod your head on the screen if you guys can hear this. I want to make sure I'm not.
So I have, please, what's up? A big request for you.
Yeah.
Please don't ever go to the Bears. Please don't ever join the Bears.
It's, whatever happens, man. I grew up a Bears fan, man. Relax.
So he flat out, he's like, I grew up a Bears fan, man. Relax. Like, he's like, what happens, which is great.
Yeah.
That guy.
No, they also asked him what they should do with the pick, and he said trade it and build up a team around QB1.
Yep, which is him and Mom said it.
That question from that Packers fan, I don't want to judge, but that guy sounded like the biggest dweeb in Wisconsin.
Seen some of the questions bro. Some of those questions that I saw, like especially on like the lesser known players, because there was like 8 or 9 of them, like all around like the whole setup. So you had like guys 8 or 9 deep too, and
I say that with no offense to that guy, but
well, Kelsey's was full. Like Kelsey's like booth obviously was like because Kelsey right now is probably he's the second most Googled name on earth right now, probably for the last like couple months. His girlfriend's the single most, and so he's his was crazy. Obviously Mahomes was pretty crazy. Someone asked Mahomes to do his Kermit the Frog impression. He goes, "This is it, right now." It was just him talking. And you had all these, like, you had Andy Reid all the way down. And it was just like, it was so cool to see. But then you have like the fringe guys, like Pacheco or whatever. He didn't have a big group there, but that guy runs angry and he's awesome. And so the Blue Man group was like, hey, I see an opening there. The Blue Man group ran up on poor Pacheco and he was like, didn't know what to do. It was, if you can find that footage, watching him like squirm, because they make you awkward and uncomfortable because they just get right in your personal space and say nothing. But you can smell them and their paint if they're like if you can actually.
Do they smell just like paint?
They smell like paint and cereal. What fuck like tricks or something? I don't even or Apple Jacks.
31-21. Okay.
Yep.
You said 31-21. Is that what you got?
Yep. Chiefs.
Chiefs. So you're chefs. You're chefs.
The chefs.
Look at some of these. These are some. What were some of the funnier bets that you guys saw? Like I'm looking through like some of these.
So last year I hit on an octopus.
Oh yeah, we talked about that last year.
Yeah, we talked about it. I don't with these teams, man, I don't see it happening. For those of you that don't know, an octopus is when the QB scores the touchdown and then scores the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
Does it have to be the QB, Fitz, or could it be any
I think
player?
it could be anyone. Because can't it be like a running back touchdown? Then he gets a 2-pointer, wide receiver catches and then catches.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But like obviously last year it's because of Jalen Hurts, a lot of rushing touchdowns, and they obviously do the tush push.
The tush push, yeah.
That's why it was so popular.
if a kicker had a kick block and then picked it up and scored, and then they made the extra point afterwards, would they give that to you if it wasn't a 2-point conversion? But the kicker
No,
scored.
because that's 7. The whole thing is an octopus. 8 arms, dude. You got to have 8 points. But yeah, that hit last year. That actually covered the rest of my days. That was pretty.
There you
sweet
go.
when that hit. I know a lot of people are hammering Christian McCaffrey.
It's easy. How about this? Mahomes head-to-head, Brock Purdy head-to-head, most path the pass. Oh, it's just like who throws more passing touchdowns. Sorry, you've got the
I like
passing attempts at 36.5 for Mahomes. Longest pass completion, 35.5 yards for Mahomes, 37.5 for Purdy. I'm thinking they're accounting for Ayuk and Samuel just like breaking stuff.
Yep. Mahomes doesn't really take a deep ball now that he doesn't really have a deep ball threat.
He's been very good. You know, like he has not had one turnover-worthy play this entire postseason by PFF.
Give me Justin Watson over 17.5 total yards.
I can see it. That could be a good one. That's
one catch.
Well,
21.
You were talking about him. I like Pachenko over rushing. I think that's
I like Pacheco
53.
touchdown, McCaffrey touchdown, McCaffrey over 100 yards.
I think if you bet McCaffrey touchdown, you have to actually pay the book. That's how bad those odds are.
It's like minus.
If it happens, you owe them money.
$23
That's why we parlay these boys.
230 to
I'm just busting balls, but those odds are just ridiculous.
Is there? Do you guys on the apps you guys use? Do they have kicker doink?
I can't
kicking up right.
My old.
Yes, I probably do.
What's another one? Well, the touchback. That's always a fun one because almost every single kick.
The opening
kick is a
kickoff.
touchback.
Some guy simulated the game on Madden, and the opening kick, the Chiefs took it out of the end zone and returned it. And he's like, "I'm betting this. This is plus money. This is big money right here." Yeah, I gotta stay off social media. Yeah, my algorithm is just all gambling videos and shit like that now.
I'm sure someone's gonna have how many times CBS shows Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
That
there's
has
gonna
to
be a
bet.
Taylor. There's 100% gonna be a Taylor Swift prop.
Oh, who's
Without
singing the
a doubt.
anthem? That's one thing I haven't heard. Who's singing that? That's always a fun bet.
Isn't it Reba?
Is it? What's the inside scout on Reba? How long is she singing the anthem?
She's getting up there. I don't know how much those lungs can hold.
She's gonna go to bed quickly. It's gonna be right around her bedtime, 5 o'clock. So she's gonna wrap that up.
Is she gonna be dressed up like Dolly Parton?
I'm gonna say no. Not enough.
It's
plastic.
Reba. Reba McEntire, voice coach, sitcom star, and country music legend, is taking on the Star Spangled Banner this year at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Legend is a bit of a loose term.
Are you kidding? Oh, don't do. If my fiance heard you in the other room right now, she would jump through the screen right now into your booth, and she would come for you, Mitch. She
Who's
is
better, Mitch? You two
the Super
or
Bowl
Reba?
this year.
Oh,
the
you
Super Bowl this year. The Super Bowl for her this year is literally Reba McEntire singing, and then a game.
So who's better, you
It's
two or
Reba.
Reba?
I'm not saying she's not a star, but legend.
Ooh, she's a legend.
All right, hey, I'll take
Fancy,
it.
fancy.
Sorry.
I can argue. I'm not dying on the Reba hill. I'll. You know what? I'll concede that one.
Yeah,
She
you
was
don't
there
want
20 years before you, though.
you don't want that smoke, Mitch. I'm just telling you, Reba
yeah.
fans are nuts.
Yeah, you don't want the Reba hive coming after you.
No,
with
I
their
just always
walkers.
I like that meme of her singing that. There's that meme of her being like,
Rolled.
"I was a single mom on that song," and it's like, anytime my wife watches the kids while I go golfing, and then they play that clip of Reba singing about her struggles as a single mom and shit. It's funny as hell. That's a good.
There are
meme.
a few things in my life that I love more than listening to my fiance do.
Way
Fancy on
to go,
karaoke.
Dylan. Way to watch that show.
Incredible.
I like Booty Barker too. I agree with you.
No, hold on. Baloney for super chat for $5. Appreciate the super chat. He said, "Before I go, Mitch and Zoe, Booty Baker was my favorite guy in that Netflix show. Which one was Booty Baker?"
Barker. He's the guy in the wheelchair where they're like, "I thought you."
Oh
said
yeah,
killed." He's like, "I guess I lied to your ass."
of course Baloney likes it. Did you see that guy's whiskey collection?
Oh yeah.
He's got like 10 of each bottle, and not which bottles though. Every bottle. He has 10 of every kind of whiskey ever made. His room it's the most ridiculous room I've ever seen. And he just walks in and he takes out a bottle of Pappy Van Winkle that's a couple grand and just pours it. And he sits there and he's just like,
That's awesome.
yeah, sometimes that's just how shit goes. Like, it's just
Yeah.
funny as hell, dude.
Yep.
He's the man. And they all bust his balls. Bubba Wallace is like, "Oh, I didn't see you there. You're too short." Dude's in a wheelchair. It was funny as hell. But you got. I like that. I like hanging out with people that can laugh at themselves. It makes life a lot better. But yeah, that guy's whiskey collection screams Chicago sports bums left. I mean, that guy, that was impressive, man. There's liquor stores that would kill for that guy's whiskey room. That thing was, woof, he was awesome. I didn't finish though, Mitch. I was slacking on my watching from last week. I'm on the last episode. I'm on the last episode.
It's a good race.
Denny just got eliminated. He said he's cursed.
He is cursed. Every year, they always predict him to win the championship, and every year something happens. Like last year, the year he should have won was the year that, because like when Ross Chastain did that move on the wall, Denny was the guy that got knocked out because of it, and he probably would have been the championship favorite if not for that. So he was like in the clear, and then all of a sudden he looks in his rearview mirror and sees Chastain barreling down against the wall, and
he's cursed. And then what was the other thing? Oh, I actually did feel bad when the Jordan guy, Reddick.
Yeah.
When he's like, I got the best pit crew. I got the best car. I got the best parts in my car. So I didn't make it. And the only thing that's like a variable is human error. So yeah, that falls on me. And I was just like, God damn, dude. Jesus, man. Drink a beer or something. Relax. Holy shit, dude. But it is a fun watch. Again, we're talking about the Netflix show, the NASCAR Netflix show. Even if you're not a NASCAR person, so to say, it's an entertaining thing to watch. It really is.
What did you guys think about Netflix picking the Red Sox to do their inside the thing? Inside team.
Yeah, I don't know why they would go with the Red Sox. Maybe just
I think they're doing it because they're doing the 04 documentary, and it's like, all right, we already have you guys doing that.
I think
as long as Lucas Giolito is a main character, I'm in.
They do a good job with their sports documentaries, though. I have yet to see like
they really do. I am
a full swing one for golf. I thought that was pretty good. So
a new season coming out in March. But because of the NASCAR thing, I think they're just starting to recommend more sports documentaries because they're showing up on my front page in Netflix. I just got done watching the Ric Flair one.
Is that good? I saw that's on my recommended now too. I got
Ric Flair has a crazy ass story. Wasn't he like in an airplane crash?
Yes, he was in an airplane. He broke his back.
Yeah, like a broken back.
Places.
And they're like, you don't wrestle, you're done. And like 7 months later, he's like back on the road.
Yeah, dude. He talks about how he took a 13-hour plane ride to Japan, drank the whole way there, got to Japan, drank the whole time he was there, and then drank the whole plane ride home. He's like, I should have died like 10 times in my life.
No, dude, those wrestling stories are fucking insane.
Bro, what's his name? Kerry Von Erich fought with 1 foot. We never knew it. Yeah. He had a stump in a boot. Yeah, not even a horrible one, painful one. Like it was like it really just boot laced and then like flesh on because they couldn't reveal it to anybody. So it was like an in-house prosthesis. Those guys.
The announcer guy Jim Ross is talking about going out with. He's like, we're in the middle of nowhere, Kansas, probably where Mitch lives, and we just had an event.
Respect,
and me and
Missouri.
Rick were gonna
actually don't.
Me and Rick were gonna go out and just have a beer. He's like, we walked into this little bar. There's probably 10 people total in the bar. We sit down, and before anyone says anything, Rick just looked at the bartender and goes, give me 326 kamikaze shots. The bartender goes, what? He goes, you heard me. And he just started putting them on trays, and Rick just starts walking around, passing them out to everybody. They're all just drinking. I'm just getting hammered. He's like, damn. So I didn't know Ric Flair was adopted. And so he craved attention at all times. Like he never got hugged as a child. So he just craved attention. And so I watched that one. I watched the Bob Marley documentary. That was pretty good.
New movie that's coming out looks
I want to watch that movie. Yeah.
Be good.
It looks interesting. And then Jack, to answer your question, the We Are the World documentary, I watched that too. That was pretty. I know the song and I know kind of the story, but it was cool to see it from the people who made its perspective. Sturgill, or what's his name?
The Dan Aykroyd part was pretty funny too. The fact that he was just
who's the country singer?
Reba?
Oh no,
Garth,
old school cowboy. Oh, I can't think of his
Willie
name.
Nelson.
No, like a real.
He's not a cowboy.
You talking about Bo Cephas, Hank Williams Jr.?
No, not Jesus.
Are you ready for the football?
Tim
That guy.
McGraw.
Nope. Real
Tug
country
McGraw?
music.
Johnny Cash,
Scruggs.
Buster Scruggs.
The Dixie
Hold
Chicks.
on. Waylon Jennings. God damn.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
almost.
That's. I mean, is he really country though? He's kind of
Are you
like
kidding me?
that. He's that Cash, kind of like.
He is. You need to watch yourself. He is.
I mean, Waylon and Merle both. I don't know. They just come across. It's almost like rock country. I don't know how to explain it to me.
What the fuck?
Waylon's
They're
got
the godfathers of outlaw country, real
Real
country
guitar.
music.
Well, see, that's the outlaw
There's-
country. There it is.
There's
That's-
songs dedicated to them, dude. Like
Right.
that's
Well, yeah.
to me, that's real country. But anyways, I never knew that fucking
pure.
they tried to put in Swahili because they were trying to speak like the native language or whatever. And Waylon stood up and goes, "Hey, no good old boy ever spake no goddamn Swahili," and he left. He just fucking left. Supposedly he came back. But
His son Mason's got some pretty good
check
stuff
out.
too. I won't lie.
I mean, Waylon was known not to be one of the most accepting.
No, he's part of that
human
Cash crew. Him,
beings.
Chris Christopherson, those guys all like they had
Dude,
their zero tolerance
I-
bullshit. That's why I guess I don't know. I actually lumped them into like their own category. Those four together, those four are just like I don't even consider it a genre. Like they're their own genre to me. Like it's because outlaw country, I guess you'll call it that. But like Cash, Christopherson, Jennings, Merle, like those guys all they're different. Like
Reba.
no, Reba, Dixie Chicks. But those guys just
What's
I don't know.
the-
I lump those four together in a whole nother like
What
I used to play that
who's
when I
the-
worked at the radio station all the time.
who's the country singer that just passed away?
Toby Keith.
Toby Keith.
Toby Keith. I had to bite my tongue so hard. I don't want to disrespect the guy on the day he died. And I'm not going to do it now, but if
I was gonna say
anyone's
it's been a few days. It's all right now. No, I'm just kidding.
if anyone's curious, just Google Chris Christopherson, Toby Keith.
Yeah, I've seen. Yep.
Oh,
go ahead and
I'm
Google-
all right. Let's do it.
Just go ahead and Google that.
Fucking- People don't get heat. They're like, oh, that's the guy from Blade. No, bro.
No,
He
go
wrote
ahead
like, some of the
go ahead and
best
Google that story.
God
And
dang songs we've ever heard. Sunday Morning Coming Down is like seriously it. It's one of my
basically, although Toby Keith was Mr. Gung Ho, like America blow your shit up type country music, and in his younger days, he tried to like say something to Christopherson, and Chris is like, "Have you ever served your country? Have you ever cashed a check that your country paid you to kill another man?"
Oh,
And he basically just bodied him
God,
in
yeah.
front of like Willie Nelson and like all these other like legends, and like he made him sit down real quick. It was, yeah, it's quite the story. But that's why I was kind of biting my tongue, because all of Twitter was all about like a
I'm
true
reading
patriot
the-
died today and all
I'm
this
I
stuff.
saw
and
that
it's
story
like,
on Twitter, and I'm like, that's actually how I saw the story. Was because
I'm reading
Yeah,
the
it's like,
conversation right now.
No, my dad told me that story back in the day. Like I've known that for a long time, but it was just wild seeing all these people be like, a true patriot died today. Now all I could think about was that story.
Oh, did you have it up?
The story?
Yes.
Have it? Yeah. Read if you have like the paragraph there. You should...
Well, I have this dialogue where it says, none of that lefty shit out here tonight, Chris. That was Toby Keith. Needless to say, Chris didn't take too kindly to Keith's remarks and responded, "What the fuck did you just say to me?" This is then Willie Nelson. Willie knew Keith had just struck a nerve, saying, "Oh no, don't get Chris all riled up." Keith proceeded to say, "You heard me," and began to walk away. Chris responded, "Don't you turn your back to me, boy." Keith, I don't want any problems, Chris. I just want you to tone it down. Chris, a former Army Ranger and helicopter pilot, said, "You ever worn your country's uniform?" "Don't what me, boy." "You heard the question. You just don't like the answer. Have you ever served your country?" The answer is no, you have not. Have you ever killed another man? Have you ever taken another man's life and then cashed the check your country gave you for doing it? No, you have not. So shut the fuck up. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Chris then told those nearby, "You know what Waylon Jennings said about the guys like him? They're
This is
doing
the
to
best
country
line.
music what pantyhose did to finger fucking." What a line.
What a line.
What a line.
Bravo
There's
on
more to that, but that's pretty much
Yeah,
the main.
yeah.
That last line is something to focus on a little bit longer. But
I'm
no,
glad Cub Zone tuned in for that.
Way
right
to
at
come
the
in right at the right point. But no, that whole day, like I'm seeing all these like tweets and all that, and someone's like, everybody has a story about their dad with Toby. No, my dad was the one that told me the Chris Christopherson story. Like, no, I don't have a Toby.
Look at this.
Memory.
So, all right. So he wrote Sunday Morning Coming Down, which was a cash hit, right? Help me make it through the night. Let's see. Why me? Loving Her Was Easier. I mean, when you look at the stuff that he wrote, Christopherson, we hear a lot of those other songs. The dude was a songwriter. The dude was the shit that he wrote was the real stuff. Living like the Highwaymen. God, that's all of them, right? That's Christopherson, Jennings, Nelson, and Cash, right? Those four. That I mean, just
not writing about their trucks.
Well, are we getting a? I thought I read through the grapevine that we're going to get Willie Nelson Super Bowl commercial. Willie's going to pop out for a Super Bowl commercial. I heard. So
wouldn't doubt it. But
won't be the Pee Wee don't smoke crack public service announcement. It's not
a Super Bowl commercial is overrated now, or have they been for a while?
Oh hell no!
The fact that
here's my school week. Friday
they released them before now. You can see them.
They're already out. They're already out.
They do promos for the ads. They're doing promo ads for the ads because the Super Bowl ads that they air are different. But that's the best part of it.
There's just no way that's profitable.
Dude, they're paying like $9 million for 30 seconds. It's insane.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's what I'm saying. There's no way that's worth it.
Friday in my class, we're watching all the old ones. Hey, by the way, drop me some recs, guys. What are your favorite Super Bowl commercials? Because I'm showing my whole class on Friday for all my classes.
Can't go wrong with the Clydesdales.
Clydesdales, the
Doritos. This year there is a Golden Retriever Clydesdale ad, by the way.
From a marketing standpoint, the one where like the square that was doing the thing where it's trying to get in the corner, it was just a barcode for like 15 seconds.
That was funny.
Kind of genius.
Yep.
Because then everyone's the shit, and then like you have to look and see what it was because it's just like, what the hell is that barcode?
And then everyone's
Doritos too, man. They don't even produce their own commercials. They let fans do it, and then they just here's your commercial.
I do remember as a horny teen those Go Data commercials. Those were all the rave.
Yep.
I'll show you.
Yeah.
But
the Pepsi one where one of the Kardashian kids.
Oh yeah, Kendall Jenner saved ended
when
racism.
She cured racism. She ended racism with a Pepsi. That's a classic. God, that commercial.
You got to show that one, Kevin. It'll be like, this is a tone deaf commercial.
I was just going to show
this is what not to do.
I just wanted Cindy Crawford. That was it. That was just a Pepsi ad.
The What's Up.
Oh yeah, that one's there. That's up there. The Budweiser. Budweiser.
Yeah, was that one a Super Bowl?
Budweiser kills it every Super Bowl. Every time.
Remember the
Darth Vader commercial, Jack? That was incredible. The little kid who thinks the car that started was,
yeah. What was I just gonna say? Shit, I forgot it.
That's the thing. All the Super Bowl commercials I can think of, it's like 10 plus years ago.
The Doritos Time Machine one was pretty good.
It's the future. You're so old. The kid. Hey kid, have a catch. The Mean Joe Green commercials. Ad. Come on. The 1984
but beware the Penguins.
Hair Jordan. Come on. Budweiser Frog. Bud Ice Penguin made his debut during the Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying. Drink Bud Ice, but beware the Penguin.
Yep. Cat herding. That was a good one.
The God Loves You commercials that started popping up.
Terry Tate, Office Linebacker. Let's rock.
That was, dude. Those
were good.
I love Terry Tate.
E-Trade Babies. Pretty funny. Betty White, the Snickers ad where her and Abe Vigoda get tackled and
change your mood
with your mama or whatever she says. Good old Betty, rest in peace.
I mean, you just got to think of the major brands, and then now it's a lot of tech brands. There was a lot of like crypto commercials that one year.
Yeah, when all those guys were getting scammed. But
I hear that this year is going to be more. So apparently,
Parallel Park.
They're pulling back the risque this year. I feel I've read a couple things from some, obviously because we do it in class. We're talking about it, and the trade magazine said that this year is going to be a much more pared back as far as edginess Super Bowl approved ads. So I guess they've basically asked that everyone. Apparently the soft ass fucking snowflakes from last year were really 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 mad that somebody was awarded a Bud Light and they just couldn't handle it. So they're tapering everything back to cater to some of the soft asses that said they were quitting football when Kaepernick kneeled. So same people, but they never left. And it's supposed to be
as long as they're funny again.
They're just
That's
mad
all I
about
get.
the hunt. What's her name from last year that was given a one bottle of Bud Light, and that was like the end of the world, and it was a whole year.
Oh yeah,
One whole year of bullshit. Yeah,
Was
yeah.
Was it a Super Bowl thing?
I thought that was like during the summer.
That was the kickoff of it all.
Okay.
Or that's why they've tapered it back because of the backlash. Because no, the backlash came in the spring. So
yeah. But it wasn't a Super Bowl commercial. They just sent her some bottles so she could do it on her social media thing because it was like some influence.
Yeah, I thought that was again. I'm terrible. I don't remember a lot of recent Super Bowl commercials.
Oh no,
that's because I'm trying to watch the game.
It's just because of it that they're tapering it back.
I forget who it was talking about it. Actually, it might have been the 108 guys, but it's true. Like after championship weekend, like the football season is true. The Super Bowl is not. It's not actually.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not all the way there with that thought, but I kind of see it because again, it's a party. It's
a party.
It's a party atmosphere.
I gotta work during it this year. It's gonna suck ass.
Oh no!
Give me some movie trailers too. The movie trailers that drop during the Super Bowl are always super great too. So we're gonna get some.
Those
good
are good.
Well, I think we get a new. I think we get the first Deadpool trailer.
Yeah,
and then you can go online and watch the Red Band trailer too. So that's gonna be some good stuff. Yeah, Michael Jackson could set his hair on fire. Jack, that was a classic one too with the Pepsi commercial or the Pepsi.
I don't watch the commercials during the game, but the next day, usually when I'm at work or whatever, if it's a slow day, that's when I start watching like top 10 list or top whatever. And now with Twitter, it's just like, oh, did you see this commercial? And like, then I'll watch that shit. But during the commercials during the game, like I'm getting food or taking a piss or having a smoke or like I'm not sitting down watching the commercials.
Thoughts on Usher halftime?
I think he's gonna get Lil Jon. And he's gonna probably get what's his name. They're all Vegas people right now. But I got Friday for the old ones. Monday normally is for the new ones. I already put in my sick day.
Yeah,
Sunday Vegas. It should have been a holiday here in Vegas for like everybody. It should have been a day off for everybody because nobody's gonna want to miss out. And we're going
the Monday after the Super Bowl is instant PTO.
Yeah,
I still remember
in your city and it's Vegas. Like for the first time, this place is going to be.
I still remember this was good and bad.
It already is right now.
When the Bears lost the Super Bowl to the Colts, the next day we had it was a snow day, but it was just because it was like freezing cold and the buses couldn't open. So I just stayed in bed for another 24 hours, just questioning why I'm a Bears.
That is probably top 10 most drunk I've ever gotten.
That was so sad. I remember driving home because I think I was 6 at the time. We were at our aunt's house watching the game.
So were you drunk?
No, I was not drunk.
Yeah, were you reaching for your aunt's bottle of bourbon again?
No.
He was.
Well, old man Kaminsky might have been drunk, but we were driving home, and I remember like asking him because we were like all upset. It's like, well, like Dad, like what are the chances they get back next year? He's like, well, son.
Oh
no, games don't come around very often.
Gave the Dan Campbell speech.
Well, son,
dude, I remember I literally walked from like my living room after the Rex Grossman interception, just straight up to my room, closed the door, just laid there, found out in the morning school was canceled, stayed in my bed the entire day. It was the saddest.
The worst part was they got your hopes up. They had the kick return and then Musa Muhammad's touchdown. And you were
that's
like,
what I was gonna say. So
like it was 14-6.
Yep.
I don't want to talk about it.
And one of my good friends bet a sizable amount of money that Devin Hester would return the opening kick.
I had a buddy too. My buddy Chris Connors. My buddy Chris Connors won a shit ton. He won like 10 G's. Incredible.
So that happened. We all went ballistic. And that's when like everybody started drinking real heavy at that. I had to rewatch it because I don't remember a second.
Damn.
I had to rewatch the game.
Someone fell down on a pass. Yeah. Bears fell down, trailed, and then Grossman had to come back in the rain, and it wasn't going to happen. That was really
Grossman was not a good quarterback.
Cedric Benson fumble.
Yeah, that wasn't Grossman's fault. The defense didn't do well either. Like it got beat. Like Peyton beat him.
No, I remember halftime. Or no, not halftime.
Got Manning.
First drive after halftime. It was like 7.5 minutes. I'm like, that game's over. Like fuck.
Yep. Who fell down? Someone fell down.
I think it was Daniel Manning, wasn't it?
Was Daniel Manning? Yeah, slipped and fell, and that was the big touchdown. That was like that changed the whole game. Like the Bears were up at that point, and then he falls down. You know, it was fun though. It was a good run. Now it's.
I would argue though. I think the NFC lost the Packers was more of a gut punch.
Oh, that hurts so bad.
That one in the game they needed to win to get into the playoffs, like that was a little bit more. Maybe it's just because I was older. I don't know. But yeah, I feel like the NFC Championship game.
It hurt more
because
because that Packers Bears NFC Championship game, they're like always within 7, and they just could never. They could just
they got in
never
the red zone like
drive
10
the
times.
fucking-
it was always that one.
like
Caleb Haney was in the game. Todd Collins was in there. Oh God, talk about.
I just remember BJ Raji just getting sack after sack after sack.
Well, then he had the
bitch.
BJ Raji.
BJ.
Caleb Williams though 1-1.
We'll get back, and I'll remember watching the second half. Because, oh man, that was a rough go.
I like the hack.
Oh, you didn't know, Mitch? The show is.
That makes you look like a tourist a little bit, but I like the hat.
Yeah. Did you know that the Super Bowl is in Vegas?
I was not aware.
I just have the image of Garth with the Reebok shit. I can't get it out of my head. Dude. People only do it because they get paid. It's really sad.
Did that dude get down from the sphere?
Yeah, I guess he was pro.
He's on the show right now. Why did he climb the sphere?
I think he's like
pro-life Spider-Man, they call him, or something like that.
Yeah, he's like a pro-life Spider-Man protest guy. I think he did at the Super Bowl last year.
He's gonna climb.
Was that the same guy that was climbing up one of the buildings in Chicago?
Oh, I just remember him from last year, and he was at some building in Phoenix climbing it up.
Yeah,
there's
he wants to tell women what to do with their bodies by climbing buildings. He's cool.
That checks out.
Our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man would never stand for those ideals.
I'm flipping off you two.
He hates Jake Gyllenhaal. That's what he has a problem with.
Wait, why are you flipping out? Wait, who?
What?
Jack's bringing off Bono because he knows my hatred for you two.
You need to get over it.
You do need to get over it. Quit hating that.
I'm not the one that keeps bringing up you two. You guys are the ones that keep bringing up you two, and I stay consistent with my message that they suck.
No, it's not. Just because Bono's an asshole doesn't mean they suck. Michael Jordan was an asshole too. He didn't suck.
That's true.
Different kind of asshole.
You're just so mad that you were forced to download an album onto your phone, and you were like really pissed off, and you haven't gotten over it yet. And it's fine. It's normal. People.
A shitty album.
It wasn't a good album. It was like one of the, probably their second worst.
Album.
Their second worst behind Zooropa.
They got a little bit of leeway. You know, they got a good enough catalog where, give them a pass.
The guitarist's name is The Edge. His first name is The.
No, it's The.
Fuck out of here.
The Edge, not The.
Oh, that makes it way better.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck out of here, you two. But I do want to see the Dead and Company. That'd be sick.
Yeah, because they're all dead.
No, Kevin, you sent me the link to the concert.
Well, Jerry's not there though, so it's gonna be. He's
been gone for a little bit.
Who's filling in for him now? Is it gonna be Adam Levine or?
It was John Mayer for
John Mayer. I was gonna say John Mayer's fucking
Reba.
Dude, bro, jams. John Mayer jams. I don't give a shit. I'll say it out. I'll stream it from the mountaintop. John Mayer live is fucking fantastic.
I have a mental picture of Reba.
Ian, 100%. It's gonna get loud. It's incredible music filmmaking and
holy shit.
Jack White makes a guitar out of like a string, a board, and a nail.
Do you imagine Reba up there for like 10 straight hours? Oh my god.
Parapan.
So what do you think is her over under on the length of the national anthem with Reba? Is she going to scat sing or
Dude,
is she
do you black out for segments at a time?
Absolutely, I sure do. But I'm thinking more of like the breakdown of it. Like, do you think she's gonna scat?
I need to know the number. I
think it's 90 seconds.
Oh, over. No, it's not that low, is it? If it's that low,
she'll go off on a monologue about being a single mother in the middle of it.
She just won't give up. She just won't give up.
She's a survivor. Yeah. That's the clip that people use.
She's survivor.
I'm a survivor. Dude, I'm just
reading that on paper or on the screen is far funnier than how it sounded when he said it.
Well, read it for the class, Kev, for the podcast listeners.
Oh no, I'm not reading that shit.
Hold on, where's Super Bowl props? Game props, Fletcher.
Like, what is the average of a normal singing of the national anthem supposed to be when you're not like, bah! Like Wayne Messmer is even long with his Wrigley Field because he does the home of the and then does the parade like really high instead of like the normal.
He does it for the Wolves too, and then that old barn at the Allstate, that thing echoes. That it definitely hits.
So Wayne Mesmer is a G, dude. That dude took a bullet in the throat, and he's still out here.
Let's
belting.
love him.
I gotta head out. If the show's still going, I'm back. Maybe you'll get a NASCAR
Yep.
minute. If not, see you boys next week.
Oh, you were
Yep.
right. You were right. Sam.
Whoa!
It's
It
90
says the
seconds.
over under is at
Hit that
90 and a half seconds.
Okay, he didn't hit it. Phew. I got a little nervous again every time he leaves.
I'm taking that over.
Yeah, I'm taking the over too.
What
That
is
seems
it?
really low.
It's a minute and a half.
I'll take under.
90,
And this says it says after opening at 83 and a half. Damn it, we missed that low.
I feel like Reva's going to get right to it. Like she doesn't overdo it.
Okay, here we go. This is from Fox Sports. The over has hit 9 times and the under has hit 7 times with the push coming.
Yeah,
in
that's over,
2007.
man. I'm taking 90 seconds. I'm taking the over.
So we got Aldo.
Reba's
Whitney
old school
Houston
diva,
has
dude.
the longest anthem
Let's
at
get
1 minute 56.
I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm not gonna make a joke. Going back to this from Billy. The graphics on the sphere are gonna for Dead and Company are gonna be nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna. I'm gonna probably go. I'm gonna have to go. I mean, U2 is so expensive. I'm gonna try and get into. So we got a couple more weeks for the U2 thing, but $500 a ticket ain't worth. I'm sorry, I just can't. I can't.
U2 should be free, and they should pay people to
And
go.
I love them,
Put
but I
that shitty album on their damn.
But if you get floor at face value through Ticketmaster resale, which they can't sell it over face value, so you just kind of get lucky. That's where you get your normal face value $120 tickets, which is totally normal for Vegas. So
do you guys want more inside stats on Reba's anthem times?
Oh, yeah, let's go.
I'm
Can't
glad
get enough.
people write this shit up. So it opened up at 83 and a half seconds because there's a YouTube video of her singing it at 83 seconds. This says, obviously, performers generally slow down during the Super Bowl. Before Game 3 of the 1987 World Series, she clocked in at 1 minute 22. Let's see. She did the anthem in 78 seconds prior to a celebrity softball game in 2017. And then she had a 72-second one in 1974. And then at a rodeo times before rodeos, 77 seconds, 80 seconds, and 85 seconds. So maybe under. I'm flipping.
I'm just thinking Super Bowl, big stage. She's getting up there. She doesn't know when she's going to be on a stage like this again. She's going to take her time. I'm taking the over on that. Dude, our octopus bet right now, yes, is plus 1,400.
Really?
Is it just anyone? It's anyone, right? Because like it's not just
it's
quarterback,
anyone.
Right?
Anybody
I
to do it.
would put
Yeah.
some put like $10 on
That's
it.
like a $10. Yeah, that's a $10
Yeah.
bet.
I could see it. You know, maybe Mahomes scrambles in and then 2-point conversion scrambles in again.
Holy shit. DraftKings has a whole section under their Super Bowl specials that's just for the Swifties. Any quarter to have 22 plus points scored is plus 400. Brock Purdy, 250 plus pass yards and 2 plus touchdowns, plus 200. Travis Kelce to score an octopus, plus 3,000.
Plus 3,000.
Whoa.
I could see that though. You catch a little 10-yard pass and then they hit him for the 2-pointer.
They do that little shovel pass. You know that
Yeah.
screen. They do that
Yes.
inside screen.
They love plus 3,000 though.
I think I would put the $10 on that.
Chiefs to win by exactly 11 points. Nope, it's going to be 10.
Oh.
Brock Purdy, Chief to win by exactly 11 points is plus 3,000.
I would rather do the octopus.
Brock Purdy, 300 plus pass yards and 3 plus pass touchdowns, and the 49ers win. Well, yeah, Brock's balling out like that. The 49ers are going to win. That's plus 1,000. Mahomes, 15 plus rush yards, 215 plus pass yards. That's minus 140. Kelce or Juszczyk to score the first touchdown. That's only plus 600.
But that, I mean, Kelce would normally be like what, like plus 100. So
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to put the $10 on Kelsey to octopus it.
Octopus Kelsey. I'm surprised there's not a how many times is Taylor Swift
$10
gonna be
wins
shown?
me $10 wins me 310.
There you
So
go.
$10 to win 300. It's in. I've bet
Bang,
on
bang.
stupider shit before, so that's in. It hit, dude. I went nuts last year when the octopus hit. That was crazy, man, because that was all Luke started the whole thing on sports bombs, and I thought it was interesting. And yeah, I don't know. I can't find the anthem on DraftKings because I'm going to take that over. Breaking news. I just hit a 6-leg parlay. Stuck at
Whoa.
DraftKings. Yep.
Breaking news. I just found face value floor seats for you two at the Sphere.
Should be free.
It's $535. It's only $535 total
God
after
damn.
show fees. Hey, that's about as much as I spent on clothes at.
I've heard though that Sphere
Incredible.
is sick, dude.
Yeah, they say to watch the floor seats are the best. They say because you get the whole expansive experience. Apparently, at the top, it's really rough, and you get kind of like an obstructed view, and you feel a little.
Yeah, I saw there's a whole bunch of seats where it's an obstructed view. It's like you're at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, it's like I think it's the 300s are bad.
All right. So this bet is plus 1,490.
Oh, here we go.
Odds on this. Scotty Scheffler to finish in the top 10. Ricky Fowler to finish in the top 30. The Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. Mahomes to throw 225 plus pass yards, and Travis Kelce to score a touchdown. So you need all 5 of those things to happen for basically plus 1,500.
What was the second one? It was Scotty Scheffler, and then what was it?
Scotty Scheffler to finish top 10, which he's been the world number 1 for like 70 weeks in a row. So that's not crazy. My boy, Ricky Fowler, finishing in the top 30. Chiefs to win. Mahomes 225 plus passing yards. Kelsey to score a touchdown.
Yeah, it seems like the Ricky Fowler one's the big.
Yeah, that's the big question mark on that one. That's the one.
Because obviously, if the Chiefs win, Mahomes probably has a big game. Kelsey probably scores.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's tempting though. That would just be like a sick bet to hit.
Yeah,
like that'd be like a braggy one. Later, Jack. That'd be yeah. That'd be sick. Like I'm feeling pretty good right now because I just hit that 6-legger.
I do say I'm going to be making my biggest bet ever on Sunday, and it will be
biggest one ever.
Yep.
So we're a big Chiefs podcast, except for Fids.
That's the thing, though. I need to know, Kevin, how confident, compared to your Alabama pick, how confident are you in the 49ers?
That's a fair question.
Because you were like, no, Michigan's they're gonna lose. Alabama's here for business. They're winning it. And it just didn't happen.
I haven't been privy to the practice sessions for the Niners, but they've been outdoors, pissed off all fucking.
Yeah, they've been
week.
at UNLV.
Yeah, and it's been shitty out here and cold, so they've been like they're fucking probably hungrier and pissed off, and they probably the feeling I got at that opening night thing when you could hear they were doing the player banter or whatever, you can see there's a comfort for the Chiefs being here, but it's going to be a Niners crowd. I would say probably 75% 49ers fans, 25% non-Chiefs fan, I guess. Not even Niners fans. 75% rooting against the Chiefs here in Raiders Town, and 25% Chiefs maybe. So it's going to be even though they're the home team, they are going to be a road team when it comes to fan energy and all that good stuff here. It is pure Chiefs pure Niners. Only, some of it again is because everyone here hates the Chiefs. But
the Chiefs have won all away games to get to the Super Bowl.
And that's fine. No, that's a good point there too. As far as the vibe here is, but I think that the Chiefs haven't faced the defense like the Niners. I think the Niners also have a little bit of an it. There's a good it factor, man. But I mean, confidence wise, it's a Super Bowl, man. I like to think that I do well in the Super Bowl. college football. I'm not nearly as like in on it, so I was just going based on like perception. I'm based on what I've seen this year from the Niners, and I've watched them a ton too. I think that the Niners have the upper hand as far as like shutting down Patrick Mahomes. I think they have the ability over the middle to stop Travis Kelce. And I think that they have the ability to get in and hit Patrick Mahomes. And you hit him early, you get him a little hobbled, it might not work out. And they are the defending champs, and they've got a lot. There's more weight on their shoulder than there are the Niners. It's a repeat. It's a revenge game for the Niners. There's a lot for the Niners to play for outside of just like the Super Bowl. So I don't know. I feel like the Niners, haven't watched them all year, rise against these teams. And they've done it against the Cowboys and the Eagles and the Lions. I mean, they find ways to get it done. And you know what? Brock Purdy is just as great a story as Travis Kelce getting another one and in a tough year, blah, 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 and all that, all the hype they've gotten. But I'm not rooting against either team. That's the thing. I really do. This is great. I like both teams. So it's been fun.
Yeah. I remember after Championship Sunday, everyone's like, oh, fuck, this is the matchup. And I was like,
I like them.
Yeah, I was like, this is like
it's gonna be a fun game.
Going right now.
My two favorite tight ends besides Cole Kmet. Like it's my two. Like those two guys themselves are awesome.
I totally understand the Chiefs hate because it's like, oh, them again. Oh, Mahomes. But the 49ers hate. I was like, okay. Like they haven't won. They've been close.
It's gonna be a crazy, entertaining game.
Yep.
It's gonna be a fun game to watch. It's gonna be a lot of offense.
I think it'd be ugly early, and then it opens up late.
Yeah, it's like a boxing match. They're going to feel each other out for a little bit, and then they're going to start throwing haymakers. And like I said, the Chiefs have won on the road the entire time to get to the Super Bowl. Mahomes just constantly, anytime the pressure's up, he always performs. And the only way I could see the 49ers winning this game is because Kansas City's defense is kind of cheeks.
Makes sense.
But it's not.
By the way, the Chiefs are 4-0. The Chiefs are 4-0 in Vegas, by the way.
I was going to say
4-0 here. And they have a flag built underneath the foundation.
Oh, they found that. They pulled that up.
Oh, did they pull that up eventually? I never saw that they pulled it up. Because I know that
that's so random that you just brought that up. It was like a random tweet that was in my For You section on Twitter. And it was like a dude in like a Raiders like superhero outfit with a white mask on holding the flag up because he went out and got it.
Interesting.
And it was all dirty and shit. It could have been photoshopped. I don't know, but it was just, I didn't like pay too much attention to it, but it's just weird that you brought that up. Like,
how we've had we've had some pretty good Super Bowls for the most part in like the last, since the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not afraid, but I could see this turning into, remember Patriots Rams?
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, Rams, they have a really good offense. Like, this is going to be a good game. Like, oh, Tom Brady, obviously, great quarterback. Like, that game was shitty. It's 13-3.
Yep.
I can kind of see it because, like, again, the 49ers have been great. They've been able to come back. Go back to the first half hour. They've been great, but they've also played the Packers defense, which was not that good. They played the Lions defense. That is not good.
Well,
Frank,
the Lions defense, as the Bears have shown you, the Lions defense sucked. But the Chiefs defense, Steve Spagnuolo, dude, could be a nightmare for Brock. I think. I don't know.
Frank,
that's
in
my
the
main reasoning
comments,
of betting on the Chiefs.
The first 45 minutes or so of the show is Cubs.
Yeah.
We got you, Frank.
Mr. Frank.
Make sure to subscribe. After we wrap it up here in a bit, refresh the page, and we got plenty of Cubs talk at the start.
And nudes.
Wait. Mm-hmm. And legit farts.
Wow, yeah, there's a fart. Find a fart. That's like
big explosions tonight.
Somewhere between 1 and 40 minutes, a member of this podcast dropped an air biscuit. Oh, speaking of, never mind.
Of air biscuit?
Air biscuit.
There's chicks outside.
I'm surprised you guys are still going, if I'm being honest. Sorry, say that again.
We're just doing our Super Bowl bets.
Thoughts on Drake?
Yeah.
Thoughts on Drake? I always found Drake to be really annoying. That one year in the NBA Finals, they kept showing him on the sidelines. Like, what a bandwagon fan. They don't show any of these plumbers or anything on the side.
That's kind of his thing, dude.
So I didn't like that. And then that one song where he's like working on the weekend, like usual. Like half the country doesn't work on the fucking weekend. Like, man, I don't like it.
When's your 80th birthday? Like next week or when's
I'm going to
that
make a
coming up?
great old person. I'm telling you, that's what they always used to say in the fraternity too.
Yep.
Crotchety young man. But
What do you think
Yeah,
of
that's
Drake's latest solo video?
I didn't actually see it, so I don't know. I saw a bunch of people talking about it. I don't actually know what it is. It sounds
Look
like
it up right now, bitch. I want to see your live reaction. Look it up.
I don't think I want to look at that.
Look it up on your work computer.
I don't think I want to do that. It's because it sounds like his dick's in it. From what I saw on the Twitter comments, I don't know if I want to do that.
Who's to say? You have to find out.
Yeah, no, that's a hard pass. I'm good. I'm more of a Kendrick Lamar guy, so I don't much.
All right,
Drake's all right. Like I have this couple, I'm
All right,
not
Mitch.
songs I'm down with, but
All right, Mitch. For old time's sake, let's do a NASCAR minute with NASCAR Mitch.
I started drinking at 6 a.m. and we're here now. I don't know what time it is, but I'm rolling deep, and those cars are going real fast and real left, son. They're going fast and left. Fuck yeah!
see, the best part about this new season is now because of that Netflix show, some of you might know who I'm talking about when I'm naming all these drivers. So this is good. So we'll get right into it. First race of the season, Clash at the Coliseum. It's basically like the preseason race for NASCAR. They don't count it as a points race, but it gets everyone tuned up. So they're racing inside the LA Coliseum, short track action. So my pick was Christopher Bell, the Toyota guy, and he was one of the fastest cars in practice along with Ryan Blaney, the former champion. So both looked like they were going to be good. So I was feeling myself. I actually texted Alex Root. I was like, hey, Bell is looking pretty good. I think my pick's right. Well, those two idiots decided to gamble during qualifying. So usually during these Clash of the Coliseum race, they have 5 heat races, and like the top 2 from each heat will get in the race, and everyone else has to go to a last chance qualifier. Well, because all that rain was coming in, they had to move the race up a day early, and they scrapped all the heat races, so they just did qualifying for it. So only 22 cars out of the 30 something that were there could make the cut. So a lot of good cars were able to miss it. So Bell and Blaney decided to gamble. They went with scuffed tires. They're like, yeah, we'll use these used tires because they'll get heat in them quicker and we'll be able to go faster in qualifying. Well, that completely bombed. So Bell didn't even make the race. Blaney only got in on a provisional because he was in the championship. So now once the race started, people are throwing fenders. They're trading paint. Denny Hamlin started on the pole. Quickly, his rookie teammate, Ty Gibbs, passed him. It looked like Gibbs was about to run away with things. Then a caution comes out. So Hayes on the front row with old Joey Logano. Logano's on the outside, Gibbs on the inside. Joey Logano schooled him on that restart. Much better jump, able to slide down to the low lane, take first place. Logano's got the point. He's leading the race for most of it. Now, late in the race, the two have to start in the front row again. And they start racing hard because Gibbs was embarrassed after getting schooled by Joey. So he runs him off the racetrack. The two make contact, takes both of them out of the race. Kyle Busch moves up to the front row now. He's trying to track down Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin's trying to hold off of Kyle Busch, but he has smoked the back tires. Every time he's going to a corner, all the tires lighten up. You see all this smoke coming out of him. Looks like Busch is going to catch him. But Denny Hamlin holds him off, bum shoulder and all. He wins the first race of the season. Everyone was booing him. It was a great day for NASCAR. Then later, they did the NASCAR Mexico series, which they usually don't even televise. And my boy Daniel Suarez, who used to be in that series, he came down and basically beat up on a bunch of guys that were way below his level. But he won that race too. So my driver won a race. Denny Hamlin won the main one. That is your NASCAR.
Kick rocks, Mitch. Kick rocks, Mitch.
It's all right. I'll kick rocks. Daytona's coming up. I'm gonna be. Yeah, that'll be good.
What's
up,
Tommy?
Himself.
Mitch,
How we doing?
Are we about to be best friends?
I don't know. Could be.
Because I also, too, as well, am a NASCAR guy.
Oh, let's fucking go. Missy was right. You guys are trying to be a better looking guy that all selects NASCAR. This ain't good.
I am. So here's the thing. I grew up a Gordon guy.
Uh-oh.
Grew up a Gordon guy, and after Gordon left, I've been really trying to latch on to somebody, but it's hard when these guys are like younger than me. I'm still adjusting to that in my life.
Right.
But I have latched on, and I have references, and I can prove that I was a Ryan Blaney fan before he won the championship. I was at Talladega when he won the race in October.
Oh shit!
That was sick. That move on Kevin Harvick, that was sick.
Yeah.
Whoa. Hold on real quick, Tommy. Is this true, or is this you telling him you're the Chris Bryant of NASCAR to impress Mitch?
You actually kind of look like the Blaney guy.
K-Fizz, I'm glad you say that. If you all would like, you can follow the Tandem Draft. It's a podcast that I do with my cousin Griffin, where we talk about NASCAR every single week. Mitch, you are welcome anytime you'd like to. Mitch, you're welcome anytime you'd like to. But no, it's very true. I was at the road race in Chicago in July when it rained a historic amount of rain on. But yeah, I'm just so excited that you're a NASCAR guy, because I too also as well am a NASCAR guy.
I'm excited that you didn't say you were a dirty Chase Elliott fan. I heard the Jeff Gordon fan. A lot of Jeff Gordon fans, they still root for Hendrick. I cannot stand Chase Elliott. Penske material though, so you're good in my book. Love to hear it.
Yeah, I'm a Blaney guy, and my cousin Griffin, he roots for Bubba Wallace. He's a big Bubba Wallace guy, so I support him. Anything Michael Jordan does is okay with me. So if he's gonna have a race team, I'm gonna go hard for him. But yeah, you know what? I tried to like Chase Elliott when he first came on because he took over the 24, and I just can't do it. I physically cannot do it. Yeah, he's boring. But this is great. I can see the look on the three of your faces, knowing that there is another NASCAR fan, and you guys are disgusted with me. My first day on the job. My first day on the job, and here we are.
I actually know what you guys are somewhat talking about because of this Netflix show. So I'm just excited. I kind of know what the fuck
Netflix show. Also, Denny Hamlin, like, I love that he just does not give a crap about anybody. This is fantastic. And when he says, I just beat your favorite driver, like when he dropped that line, I was like, oh, here we go.
That's exactly what I said last week.
And then when he did it again at the Coliseum, I was like,
it was a little cringier that time.
Not so much fun the second time.
Yeah. Part of that was on the reporter that asked him, like, oh, aren't you gonna say the line? And it was like,
yeah. But the fact that the reporter, after when he said, I just beat your favorite driver, the fact that he said, which one? All of them. He won the freaking race, you dummy. Yeah. Sorry.
Well,
I didn't
ladies and gentlemen, no, not at all. This is actually a perfect.
Best Fire Sports Mockery's ever made. I hope you know that. That's
this is a perfect way to end it because we started the show with Tommy. We'll bookend it there so him and Mitch can exchange nudes or whatever they're gonna do, and
they're gonna be doing their own videos
and writing them DMs.
So, again, for Tommy, the newest edition of Sports Mockery, go read his stuff at sportsmockery.com. Mitch, who I think this is the most screen time Mitch has had on this show in about 3 months, so good to have you around, buddy.
It's good. We're working on that contract clause.
Good. For K-Fizz and Aldo, I'm Zoe. We will see you guys next week. Take care.